In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 956.
Do it live!
Doing it live. We got Minx. We got Flo back. We're a little earlier than usual. We had a weird connection issue before we started, but here we are. We're back. I think it's kind of good. I think we're going to start slowly trying to do these shows around this time. A slow transition into it, but it makes sense because both of our guests joining us right now east of the Atlantic. So we're being considerate. We're nice guys.
You're being very kind. It's not 4 a.m. like it usually is.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yes. Quick reminder to everyone, DP On Demand, still available, $10 a month. There's a promo where you can save $2 on it. Still active right now if you want to check that out. If you want to sign up, $25 Patreon or more, on the 15th, I'll be sending you a code where you get DP On Demand for a whole month. And I'm going to start releasing some stuff on there right before I send out all the codes. So check that out. Also, join our Discord. There's a link in the description to join the Discord, and it's really important that people do it now because we are doing our first private show coming up this next Friday here. We're going to do our normal format, but we're trying to find videos that normally you couldn't play on YouTube.
Wouldn't be able to play on YouTube because they would get us either copyright strikes because they're a little too strict here on YouTube, or maybe there's like a nipple or a butt or something showing. Like something. We're not looking for pornography. We're just looking for more pushing the boundary type stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't need you like showing a video. There was a clip today that I think might make it to the show, but it's borderline.
Yeah, so drop it in the there's an actual Mania section, which I might just change to the private show section on the Discord. Just drop all the videos and stuff that you'd like us to watch on the private show coming up on Friday. And then the following Friday we're doing actual Mania, and then we'll talk about the card for that later. Give us a like if you could, because it actually does help. And now, since for a lot of people, I know people that have multiple accounts, and on some of their accounts they can't see the dislikes, and in others they still can.
I can see the dislikes on my account.
Yeah, I can too.
Same.
Yeah. But, just to stick it to YouTube, even those of you who would normally give a dislike, you should just give us a like this time instead. Fuck you.
Yeah, your dislikes are going to fall into obscurity anyways, so you might as well turn them into likes where we can still see them.
Yep, and we already met the goal, so there's not going to be like, hey guys, please help us meet the goal. Already met the goal thanks to Scott.
Now with
and
considerably less begging.
Yeah. How's your chest doing?
It's pretty bad.
He cut you a couple times.
He hurt me.
Yeah.
I
was really surprised.
I have a photograph I took earlier today of it. This is about where it's at right now.
Yeah, that's awful. That's from Scott giving him chops.
Scott's handprint.
Let me put you full.
That's Scott's handprint on my chesticle. See that?
It's beautiful.
See that right there? See that? See that handprint?
Y'all see?
Y'all see that?
Y'all see?
Scott marked me up.
He did. Yeah, he was bleeding. He was like leaking plasma almost.
Yeah.
It was out there.
He bloodied my perfect tits. Those are Onision approved tits, right?
He said they're the most perfect tits.
That's a sweet thing to say.
While he was humping
Not
you.
as sweet. Got to take the good with the bad, though. It's one thing I learned about being best friends with Onision.
We'll get to this in just a moment here. We're going to go through some of the more recent Chris Chan letters from jail.
Locked up.
Yeah, Minx, have you been following the Chris Chan?
I'm aware of what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, the Chris Chan jail saga. Who knew? This is like M. Night Shyamalan is directing Chris Chan's life now. So this was an unexpected twist.
It's a twist.
Definitely where I didn't expect Chris to end up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. I was not.
Especially for not for this reason.
The reason is mind blowing. It was I woke up and looked at my DMs, and there's a DM from Billy, telling me that. Basically, no. It was a link. It was a link to the audio, right?
I think it was a portion of the audio call where Christine was just talking about how lovely it was to finally have a boyfriend-free girlfriend. Barbie Chan.
Yeah.
My mom.
My doctor
but she's
wife.
really my side piece, you know. I'm in an open relationship still. I don't want y'all thinking my mommy locked me down.
Yes, it's disturbing.
It's pretty icky.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it.
That voice is getting me nightmares, Billy. That was fucking horrific.
Yeah, it is the stuff.
Gonna haunt me until the end of my days.
Yeah.
I've been practicing the voice. I've been writing a full musical. I'm going to star as Christine Weston Chandler in the musical saga.
Wow, typecasting already.
I think I deserve the part. Everybody says I look like her anyways. I'm going to milk it.
They say you look like Christine, and they say Shanny for Christ.
Yeah, because people are sick in the head. They don't understand.
All right, we'll start antagonism.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, they're going to touch me.
It's really hard for me to read the letters that Chris Chan writes because I read in a way that I expect the person to speak like a normal human being. So I keep messing up because Chris Chan does not speak commonly at all.
They should burn down the CWC house with all their stuff in it. Just purge it with fire.
Isn't Barbie Chan still in there?
Yeah, I think she still lives there. Pretty sure she still lives there.
Yeah,
Careful.
Collateral damage, that's what I say.
Oh my God.
I personally, it's hard for me to read these letters too, but it's because I haven't written my mom recently. And
you live around your mom and you're not in jail, so
yeah, I should still write to her. You know?
Okay. Yeah, send your mom a letter. Send your mom a Christmas card.
Yeah, a nice little tchotchke maybe attached to it.
Okay.
Knick-knack.
Was that Scott Baio's character on Happy Days?
Joni loves tchotchkes.
Tchotchke?
I thought tchotchkes were like a potato pancake.
I don't know.
I don't know. No, those are latkes. I was joking.
Or boxty.
Oh, I don't know all that.
That's an Irish potato pancake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The 20th October of 2021. 2 censored. I had received your letter earlier today, and I've just read through it over a couple of sandwiches. You get sandwiches in prison? What's a prison sandwich? Is it like I always think it's just bologna and bread, no mayo?
I have
or
no
anything?
idea.
So Billy's considering doing crime now. So
yeah, I really just want to go
free sandwiches.
I want to be the Anthony Bourdain of prison eating. I just want to get.
You want to kill yourself?
Well, eventually, then I'd be the Epstein of prison eating, probably, right?
Oh, you think he killed himself?
I think Epstein and Anthony Bourdain look eerily similar, is what I'm
Not
saying.
really.
Have you
Anthony
ever seen them
Bourdain
in the
was
same room?
Anthony Bourdain was way taller than Epstein was.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But Epstein did it in prison. That's
Bourdain looks like someone who smoked most of his life, too. He had that kind of like grizzled face from someone that probably smoked cigarettes their entire life. Yeah.
Bourdain definitely had like that aged look, and Epstein had that underaged look. So I write this now with continued sound mind and body and soul on this partial sheet torn from the photocopy of the letter's envelope while the response is fresh. Short on full blank paper and envelopes at this moment, I will write more in a couple of days after receiving more paper and envelopes. It's very kind of you, Christine. Now, for a genuine, on the level and down to this earth preface, directly with you, Eliza, censored, I do meditate innately, consciously, and involuntarily, and constantly, and have all of my life. So I do have direct access to, and with this earth, both of our earths of the recombining universe, the entire multiverse, the Akashic records, and all other greater and ultimate knowledge, insights, and wisdoms. So I do not just believe, I know full and certain, with absolutely no delusions.
Oh, that couldn't be further off.
Illusions or lies, and I only speak true and fact. As aside from some future spoilers, details not yet to be publicly revealed that I'm not allowed to divulge, I personally have nothing to very little to hide. Well, here's the thing, Christine. Just
spoilers.
Write it all in a letter. Send the letter, but put do not open until the date you're allowed to divulge the information, and we'll hold on to it that entire time, and we'll see if your claims came true. Like, we won't open it until the date comes around, until you're allowed to talk about it.
I mean, it's every fictional universe merging with ours.
Meta.
Yeah. I want to point. Can I point out something as well?
Yes.
So obviously, since Christian has been in jail, there's not a lot to do in jail, except in a lot of instances, read the fucking Bible, and that appears to be something that Chris is doing in great detail here.
Oh yes.
Which is why that has been added to the multiverse of multiverses now, along with every other, fictional piece of information here. It's even from the very, very first letter, like as soon as they were in jail for a few days, it was literally like that. It was like, I read a Bible clearly in the first few days, and now it's part of my OCs. It's all like together. It's crazy, really. They just have absorbed all the information from it and taken it as real and wrote it into their batshit insane universe.
Yeah, like Jesus and Sonichu are hanging out now.
I think partially the Bible is initially to blame for Christine believing in the literature post-Bible that she took in as being real, because with that
entirely possible,
with a deeply autistic mind, being told that this book full of stories is true and valid, and they're fantastical stories. The Bible is not really grounded in any sort of reality.
There's no electronic hedgehog Pokemon. I mean, there's places in the Bible that are real places, and there is stuff that's real that people can identify with, and it takes place in places that are real, but the characters and the events may or may not have been real.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's
Spider-Man
why I think
is also happening in New York, and the monsters and Spider-Man aren't. So I think that's probably. But also the language is changing with each letter. She takes in they take in the more and more and more of the language, and it gets filtered even more. I think he starts with writing in somewhat a creative writing way, and then it's so much religious grammar in there. It's like in 2 months we're gonna have a fully Old Testament style written letter coming in, pretty sure.
And now they think they're Jesus.
Or
what if, let's be sinister, what if someone sells him like a porn stash or something, and we get like letters in full on Hustler magazine kind of writing.
Interesting.
I mean, at some point somebody's gonna sell him something, right?
I'm the reincarnated John Holmes.
It just shows how easily influenced they are by outside sources to the point of it just being absorbed like a fucking sponge. It shows you how all the trolls and all the people who have fucked with them over all the years have gotten away with it consistently. you know.
They changed their name.
Absolutely.
They changed their name because an animatronic bear called them the wrong name, and they're like, "Oh, I want to keep that name." And their parents were like, "Sure, you can change your name." My parents would be like, "You're not changing your name."
Yeah.
And then, I mean, all evidence points to trolls talking them into changing their gender. I mean, this wasn't an idea they came up with on their own. Trolls talked them into doing pretty much everything that they've done throughout their public existence.
Christians talked them into doing basically everything that she did prior to that. Like she had her very hate the gays doctrine for a long time. She really was filled with the ideas of others the entire time. She can't think of her own free will, and when she did think she had some sort of creative entity, she just took other creations and mixed them together. It's like, hey guys, I invented this new sandwich. It's called a Mac Whopper. I take a Whopper and a Big Mac and I stack them together. You just put two things that already existed.
Yeah.
Sure, it's awesome. Sure, it's the best thing ever.
Is Christian the most unoriginal creative person out there?
Yes.
It's like...
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Unoriginally creative. That's the best way of describing it. Yeah. Did you ever notice, like, I don't know, have you ever noticed Southern people when they say like turn that off, they'll be like cut it off.
Cut it off.
Cut it. Yeah, that's how Christian's father Bob became the lumberjack of the internet, because he was telling him to delete the stuff and he was like, cut it down, like that. So they started calling him the lumberjack of the internet.
Cut it down.
Because Christian uploaded all that stuff from their house that showed that it was a condemnable, unlivable situation.
Instead of turn it off.
Or delete
cut
it.
it down.
Cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You think that's where Christine kind of got confused with the genital area? She started to get turned on.
Cut it down.
And then there was turn offs, and then they're like cut off, cut down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not. That was a bit of a stretch. I take it back. I'm transphobic. I don't. With Christine, I just refer to her as a her. One, because that's what she says. And,
I do they them.
But, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
And two, because of all the people who get caught up on it, I think it's funny to just give Christine the final word and not you trolls that want to give misgender Christine. Whether it's legit or not, like Christine very well could have been trolled into this position. Like, I don't deny that at all.
It's very difficult to say, and it's very hard to judge somebody else's gender expression or feeling.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, I just fuck up.
They're very.
I mean, it's very easy to do so in this instance as well.
Yeah,
so
they're very easily influenced. That's just something I've noticed. Like, everything that they're into, they're very easily influenced into things.
Especially if they were influenced into banging their own mom.
Well, there had been a lot of memes in the Quick universe about that. There had been a lot of, like, there were some people that were like, we knew this was going to happen someday.
We knew this.
But please don't let that be the defense. Please don't.
Oh, it's not the defense.
It's going to be Your Honor, my client is crazy is going to be the defense.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean... That would actually have some legs if you are like a defense attorney, because you have 20 years of history of.
Your Honor, my client is crazy, delusional. This is what they believe. Look at all these videos. Look at what they do.
The problem that exists with the crazy defense is Christian has demonstrably shown that they're capable and smart enough of things like deception and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, I'm not going to get into a discussion about fucking kiwi farms here, but if you've seen the email exchanges between Null and Chris purposefully tries to lie about the situation multiple times, very badly, but they are capable of knowing that they should lie about the situation, if that makes sense.
Have you noticed... young kids young kids will lie, even though they're obviously lying. Like, there's no base of anything that you would believe when the kids are lying. Like, they'll have a pile of poop in their hand. Like, did you just pick up that poop? Like, no. And you're like, you literally have poop in your hand, kid.
I mean, that's true. Like I said, the lies are really bad lies.
Yeah,
like
I think part
lies.
of it's that like anybody can be manipulative and lying. There's like I think 8 years old is where is it 2 or 8? Like there's in the child's development function.
I don't know.
Where they start to manipulate you. I think it might be 2 where they start to try and manipulate you. Like they'll feign crying to get things. Like there's this development.
Yeah, I think that's even happening even earlier. That kids cry, that even babies know that making
even
certain.
Dogs
That's the reason why
know.
they come in.
Even dogs know how to do that, to fake crying,
I think
to get what they want. Yeah.
Even my cat knows. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
I do why it gets it.
So I could see the manipulation going there. I could see, there's obviously something wrong, and there's a lot wrong here with Christine's parents, all the way back to allowing them to just change their name on a whim because an animatronic rock band told them they're the wrong name.
Like I said, my parents would be like, "You're not changing your fucking name."
There's like
you don't
the
get
term
to change your name.
There's the term "spoiled rotten," right? And sometimes use the term affectionately. Oh, they're spoiled rotten, and they grow up to be a brat. Christine was spoiled like necrotic,
Look
festering
at their bedroom.
Destruction.
Look at all the toys.
Beyond rotten. Oh yeah, it turns all these toys that were purchased for Christine into literal garbage mine.
And that's the reason Christine wanted to get out of jail really quick when they were trying to make a bargain with the judge. Like, oh, I'll cooperate if you just let me go home and get some stuff. It's like, jail doesn't require your cooperation. It's totally involuntary. And you can't bring Legos and a Nintendo Switch to jail with you. Sorry.
I wonder if their lack of cooperation got them like put in the shoe. Have we heard any of those stories yet?
Their hearing is coming up really soon. I think in a couple days or so. Maybe Monday. I think it might be Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I'm wondering. Somebody like Christian, can they even survive in a prison environment without getting into trouble? And
yeah, I would
physically
say it's very
surviving.
unlikely. Yeah, I mean they're gonna have it really fucking shit, especially if people know what they're in for. You know what I mean? It's gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's one part. But
really,
the need for attention alone. I mean, if
they probably freely surrender the information, right? They'd probably be
Yeah,
like, "What are you in for?" Oh yeah, I fucked my mum.
So, oh yeah, that's not gonna end well. Yeah, that's the one thing I have in mind. Other, let's say, troubled people that end up in prison for, let's say, not that good of reasons, if there are good reasons to end up in prison. But anyways, they always can sit on their mouths and try to be invisible, right? That's probably the plan you go for. But Christian can't help it, right? I mean,
yeah, Christian
if he
needs
has
to be
5,
helped.
or she has 5.
Yeah, Christian probably needs to go to a hospital.
Yeah, a clinic. Best case scenario, she gets some crayons, she gets some paper, she gets to create, send the creations out to the world, maybe get published, make some books while she's locked up under great intensive visual care. And,
she's in a male prison, I'm assuming. Is that right at the moment?
Yeah. At first, I think it was the opposite.
I mean,
right?
that's going to be even worse, right? Like for the situation, I would feel. Yeah.
They list all of these disadvantages that they have.
Yeah, I want to read the beginning of this, too.
Okay.
In regards to online fame or infamy, yes, I do realize and have accepted that in a certain extent of the damage and chaos that had come upon myself on this earth was, in fact, my fault and bad in sharing too much conscious honesty. It's just my conscious honesty during those respective years in pertinence to what had been present then. Consciously naive, ADD, OCD, tunnel vision in reference to and on top of my innate meditations, my brain was still a work in progress with a cacophony of many details, and what was right in front of my body and happening took a lot of attention from me. I was simply still soul searching. It's like eat, love, pray.
Yeah.
But you pray on your own mother.
Yeah, it's PREY.
I was simply still soul searching, exploring, and in remaining in observation and testing of others in mindset up till about 2011 or 2014. I did not like to lie. So honest and benefiting of the doubt I was. I know my faults. I'm certainly no Mary Sue.
Hold on, isn't Sonichu their Mary Sue character? They even have put themselves in their own comic books too, which is very strange.
And that case was the same of me in Israel over 2,000 years ago as the Christ. We have to remember the Christ was no Mary Sue. Yet, even if I had not divulged so many truth bombs in honesty and encounter in late 2007 and early 2008, the results being chronicled and famous still have transpired. Anyway, as had my followers started following me in my past life as well, the partial lack of focus on the books is found in what I had stated above. I know I am better than some to most, but I still have room for self-improvement.
Wow, that's some seriously honest self-reflection.
Signed, Mrs. Jesus Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the goddess Blueheart, and Lord of all.
Is that a fucking hyperdimensioner Neptunia reference? Oh my god, it fucking is. That's so fucking strange.
Mrs. Jesus.
Is she married?
Also.
Mrs. Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you her and Barbie Jen tie the knot?
I have no idea. No, that was an open relationship, remember?
Yeah, who's the Mrs.?
Who's the Mister?
Exactly.
Mister, yeah.
Okay, so here's
somebody's
the next
telling
one.
him in prison that his stories are bullshit. I love the incognito defense of his storytelling. It's like, these characters are not Mary Sue's, and this is why the story works. And I was so sure. It's like, I'm the all-knowing everything center of the universe, player one character
player one.
of this universe. But I wasn't. I was just a kid. I didn't know, and I have mental problems. So what is it?
I was too honest. My problem was I was too honest. I should not have told everybody.
So somebody who doesn't know him or doesn't know who or she is listens to the stories they are obviously talking about in prison, and telling them basically like, the story you're telling is bullshit because the defense in there is great. It's like if you read a bad review of his storytelling or something.
If it does go to trial, they're just going to tell everything, right? They're just like, surely, like they're just going to fucking talk all this insane bullshit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of the internet stuff shown at the trial. Chris Chen doesn't have to take the stand because the Constitution protects them from having to...
Oh, yes. I forget that you have like that sort of thing there. Sorry.
Yeah, but...
Like here you have to.
Sorry, you might, because like Rittenhouse did it. Like it's only if it would help you because you'll get cross-examined. It's usually not a good idea to testify in your own case.
I mean, maybe they could prove insanity by having Chris take the stand and talk.
I hope Christine takes the stand. I hope there's video and or audio of it. It
would be amazing.
It would be an historical legal event.
Yeah,
I think I think she will take the stand, just because of the ego thing. It's her trial. It's a room full of people that are only there because they want to know what happened in the story she is telling. So she won't give that chance away to stand there and tell the story.
Well, their lawyer will be telling them not to. So if they don't listen to their lawyer will just drop them,
Oh, I think that will happen multiple times. I'm pretty sure that will happen multiple times.
Your Honor, I'll represent myself as Lord Mrs. Jesus Christine Weston Chandler, the Lord of all.
And I think, but the big problem we're going to have is she's also a notorious liar, right? She loves to tell stories, so
perjury.
I think.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if she's smart enough that she doesn't lie herself basically into a grave, so makes the story worse than it actually is.
You have to prove that they're lying, right? Just because what they're saying is obviously false, if they believe it, the burden of proof is in whether or not they believe what they're saying.
You can't disprove that that Christian doesn't believe in the dimensional merge, for example.
You
can't. Yeah, I mean, it's bullshit.
I'm more
But
talking about maybe she makes the crime story worse than it in the end is. I'm not even sure that she tries to make it less worse than it is, but to make a spectacle out of it because she loves the attention.
Do we know what state Bob's in? Like mentally?
I don't know. I don't know if that's been determined yet.
Do you think that could be part of the charges, right? If
it could be.
She's not capable of consenting or whatever, like that could be another a serious issue, even more serious issue on top.
It could be.
But do they differentiate in cases of incest? Do they differentiate between rape and not? Because I think you have like a 20-year-old, this is so bizarre, but if you have like a 20-year-old daughter that has a relationship with her father, I think that's still considered rape, right?
I don't think it's
not necessarily. It could be.
I think once you're of age, it's just incest. I don't think it's rape.
If both participants are willing.
If they're both willing.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Let's.
And I do think there's probably elder abuse going on here.
There could be.
We could argue that Barb was not of present mind to consent.
Some people say there's some people that really stake them out and watch what's going on over at their place. I've heard people say she can drive and shit, which is
But in some videos she appears like almost vegetative. So
yes.
Is that faked? I don't know.
I don't
know.
know.
I mean? It's
maybe she's capable of driving and she is vegetative in a lot of her interactions with people. Driving is not that hard to do if you're conditioned to follow the rules, the speed limit, drive slow. People will stay out of your way a lot of the time if you're not actively erratic. So
that's possible.
So this other one from October 22nd is really long.
There was something about the extended truth, but with XXX.
What? Where? What?
Down. You just passed it. It was near the bottom. It's in all caps. A little further down there. Stop there. Okay. So I don't know what this is pertaining to. I'm just going to read the caps. My damn fault, especially with all the truth bombs and Rosie Rosachu's post-intersex to female transition and Operation Nudes in the triple extended controversial version of my number 8 in 2008, fucking Encyclopedia Dramatica and Toxic Haters. Hell yes, I am upset. I tested everyone as I was meant to on divine missions from a manual, and I got betrayed kissed again by Josh Moon as I did by Judas. I got betrayed kissed, dude. Then it goes into deep breaths. I apologize for that outbursts. I apologize for that outbursts. But I also feel it emphasizes my point in response to your fifth question. I do take responsibility for slipping in, and then it cuts off at the side. Slipping into the emotional outburst. Also, I never said Barbara was a god, but Emmanuel is my mother, and she was my father long ago. Emmanuel and Barbara are two separate individuals and souls, and I am living in the now. I have been. I know who and what I am, was and always have been, and one moment at a time in this body of mine and astrally manifested between both Earths of 1218 here and of 1C-211987. Thank you, Censored, for your questions. You have my consent and permission to share my truthful responses online if you and Censored feel well and wish to do so. Ooh-wee.
Oh dear.
And
they're
now
they're fucked.
Yeah. And now the argument is, she's not my mom because Emmanuel, the God of Gods, is my mom.
I'm glad that they said slipping into emotional outburst instead of slipping into their mother. There is what I thought they'd written for a minute.
I know. I was like, oh God, where's this going? Very, very good switcheroo. We're looking at Christine talking about her mom not being her earthly mother. She's connected through as Emmanuel was connected, but they're two separate individuals and souls. It's
Yeah. By the way, who is Rosie Rosachu?
I tried to. Is she saying that whatever Rosie Rosachu, I guess no original character of hers, post intersects to female transition operation nudes? Okay, that's okay. That's something. But the interesting part is in the controversial version of my book number 8, meaning she published it in a comic book or what?
That it looks like they published Rosie Rosachu's intersex to female transition in a comic book, but there's a spicier X-rated version of that book that shows a great deal more of the graphic sex change surgery? Question mark.
No.
Horrible.
Why?
So yeah, we're merging with the New Earth 1C-211987.
Oh, that's why.
We had a pleb chat comment earlier. Someone named Just Alex said, "I agree that he threw away his right to the pronouns. Even as a trans woman myself, I can't understand why anyone would respect them." Christine's pronoun choices. I think that we don't have an official grading scale on whose pronouns we choose to respect, right? When did Christine lose the right to be referred to as her instead of him or they, right?
There's different opinions on it.
Yeah, it's all opinions. I think everything has to come to the wishes of the person. And then if you don't follow their wishes, it's because you don't respect them, and that's fine. You don't have to respect everybody. You don't have to respect somebody's pronouns. It's just, what's the point not doing so?
I for one am perfectly happy with Earth 1218, and
like it?
But basically, 1218, all the bad people are gonna stay there. All the trolls and people that Christine doesn't like will stay here. Like hell, basically.
Like a rapture to another Earth. Is that
yes.
What it is? Okay.
Yes, and then 1C-211987 is like heaven, basically.
What if it was a cringe rapture and everybody who was floating away into heaven was cringe rapping their Jesus lines, and that was the only way to get into heaven was to make your stupid Christian rap?
I'd be fine in hell. That would be my next.
If any of you guys watching this right now have pets and are gonna be raptured away, I'll happily take deposits to look after all of them at some point. In advance. Right now.
That would have been my next question. Is it like the Christian heaven hell thing? Because cool people tend to stay on 1218 or in hell, so maybe I'm fine with that. So
fucking right.
So if the cool people for Christian are going to heaven, then I'm totally fine staying in hell.
That's another kind of related story. Isabella Janke, I guess she got kicked out of her school because of all the shit that was going on.
That name rings a bell. Who is that?
That's the troll that was in the call with Chris Chan when they admitted to doing stuff to their mom. So that's strange. She's a strange one. She's a psychopath.
Yeah, I've seen. I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, she's out there. I saw this. I can't play the video. But literally the singer...
you cannot play the video. This is the clip I was talking about we might show on the private show.
Yeah.
But even this is like
kind of rough. The singer in this band pulled a guy out of the crowd, pulled her pants down, and peed all over his face and his body.
It was a hyper splash.
Yeah.
Brass Against, this is the band that she sings for, apologizes after frontwoman Sophia Urista.
That's an unfortunate surname.
Her damn name is Urista.
Yeah.
Urine, Urista.
Is that like
urinates.
A barista that serves urine?
That's exactly what it is. A urista is a piss barista. urinates on fan's face during live show. There's Azalea Banks. She's like a rapper, pop star. She retweeted. She retweeted this with just the caption "Miley ... like it was Miley Cyrus, and all of Twitter was like, "Is this Miley Cyrus pissing on a fan on stage?" And it was a huge spray. It was like. It was exactly what you would think would be in a porn video, except it's live on stage.
On stage.
We've had defecation on stage before,
Did she work for
right?
Trump before? Do we know that?
Huh?
Did she work for Trump
This
before?
was at some kind of festival, I think, right?
Yeah, it was the Rockville Festival. Welcome to Rockville. Audience members at Welcome to Rockville Festival were shocked by a performance from cover band Brass Against after frontwoman Sophia Urista appeared to urinate on a fan. What do you mean appeared? Like, I've seen the video.
That's exactly what she does.
What was the fans' reaction? Were they upset? Did they like it?
Oh, he liked it. Like the fan was laying on stage. He was laying on stage, face up, like ready
Mouth
for
open?
whatever happened. Yeah, mouth agape.
Ready?
He was just like,
Ready to splash down. Interesting.
It was so ridiculous. The band, known for covering songs by bands such as Soundgarden and Black Sabbath, were performing a rendition of Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine when the incident occurred. I gotta say, that's a horrible way to wake up. I'd stick to the Folgers. I'm not even a coffee guy.
Yeah, I watched it because I was like, is there video of this? And I found it. There was a tweet that had the video, and it blew my mind.
I saw like a 5-second clip of it, and it didn't start before. Like the clip I saw, the stream was already going.
Oh, no.
And it ended when the stream was still going, so I don't know how long it was.
It goes on.
Oh, my gosh. She must have drank like a big gulp on the way into the show.
Yeah,
Double
something.
gulp. It was a lot of urination. Yeah, P.P. Allen. Gigi Allen used to throw poo-poo. So, like, there's a precedent in music of this gross stuff happening.
I mean, Gigi Allen was one of a kind. Like, he was legit insane. You know, like, he was just out of his mind.
But this person, their name was Urista.
It almost sounds like urethra.
Urista Franklin?
It does sound a bit like
Urethra Franklin.
Urista Franklin. Yeah, she's got goddamn urine barista in her goddamn name, and she's over here serving up hot splashies. Big old don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
She confused day job and night job. That's the issue.
I wish I could show it on the show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest we watch on the private show.
We can.
So, yeah, if you guys want to sub to that private show next Friday, we're going to have the entire video clip. You found a longer clip. I had like 5 seconds. I looked at it. I was like, what the hell? And then I went to go look to see if it was actually Miley Cyrus. Because, like, I believed like it could have been. In my head, I'm like, is Miley going through some shit right now? And then it's like, okay, it's not Miley. It's someone, I believe she's from New York City. The band is from New York City.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. I just watched it on my phone. Oh, my fucking God.
Yeah. Splash, cash, or grass. Nobody rides for free.
It's like a fucking hose. It's fuck.
She had to pee really bad. She was probably drinking beer or something. That's what makes me pee more than anything.
The pressure must have been immense.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on stage and I'm like, "Hey guys, I gotta piss." Any fans want me to piss on their face? I would even as me on stage, I wouldn't believe that I was about to do that. It's obviously a joke. Like, was this just a situation where she
had to go?
Because she had to go, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that this was going to stay in her the rest of the show.
No, it looks like she would have died if she didn't do it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe this was an accident. Maybe this was medical. Maybe this is all a big misunderstanding.
Do you think the guy got his face stung by a jellyfish?
Yeah, there was a jellyfish floating out in the audience.
My guy was like, I got stung by a jellyfish on the inside of my mouth. I need someone to urinate on me. And the lead singer was like, I'll do it. I'm a hero. And then splash. I like how the band is apologizing for her. That's good.
Yeah.
The band is apologizing. I wonder if she's apologetic. Hawkeye Pooch says that's a myth, Billy. What, you're not supposed to pee on a jellyfish sting?
Damn it. I was looking for the one acceptable time where I could just pee on a stranger.
Yeah. Aren't you? What, you have to suck the poison out, this venom out of a snake bite, right?
I think so.
Maybe next time I go to her show, we'll test the hero theory. I'm like, oh no, my dick got bit by a snake. I need you to suck the venom out. And if she does it, she's just a hero.
Pisses on your dick.
Yeah, I mean, the piss wouldn't help with a snake bite.
Someone left a super chat.
That's a solution for everything.
Someone left a super chat, and they're talking about how the band L7 threw their tampons into the audience. They did do that. Like, they pulled them out of themselves and threw them into the audience.
Dude,
yeah.
A soiled tampon has the were you ever a kid and you go to the quarter machines at the mall and they have those sticky slap hands? Remember those sticky slap hands you would get and you fling them and they'd stick? Yeah, that's effectively what a soiled tampon does. You take the little slappy string, you flop, and the damn thing. It's like
but at least that has some resale value as well, though. Just the piss doesn't; it's just gone.
Yeah, the piss just
especially if you swallowed most of it
into history. I know my guy over here drinking the profit. What the hell, man? Prepare my mouth, my beautiful wife, Dord.
I've got some Ted Nugent. Check this out.
Would you speak to the people who believe it is a worthwhile vaccine and it is saving lives? Are they just dead wrong? Are they been fed a line from the federal government?
Tim, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to the people that went ahead and got the jab. I speak their language. I would speak to them thusly.
Sorry.
They're sheep.
He's such a nice guy, Ted Nugent.
Yeah,
I just love
he's so
everything
likable.
he does. Yeah.
He's got all these different police department patches behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big time police fanboy. He's got the Seattle Police Department.
Ooh.
I think in the upper left, or maybe that's something else.
Because he like a Blue Lives Matter flag, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Blue Lane and shit, probably, right?
He also he was like I saw he had a T-shirt or a flag or something that was like him as Trump's running mate in 2024.
Understand that.
Well, so all these millions of people that got the shots, they're just stupid?
Yep.
What about all the people who haven't got the shots that are in the hospitals taking up bed spaces? Is that propaganda? Is that not happening?
It's not.
Jesus.
Like, how do you
this is something that pisses me off so much. Like I've had like my surgery cancelled fucking 8 times here because of people taking up fucking beds that haven't had a fucking jab.
Yeah.
Triggers the fuck out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, this argumentation is great. So
they're dumb.
He has said, yeah.
Sort of argument and the interview.
No, he hasn't even said they're dumb. That's a line that he was fed by the other guy. He said, meh, yep. That's the two words he used so far.
Followers. I thought thought of it as coming together to get back on track, and if that makes me a sheep, whatever.
Yeah,
send me to the slaughter. Who cares?
I'm getting a booster soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
The people like him, he's going to give some sort of concert sooner or later again, right? And
I'm sure he already has.
Yeah.
And he's not vaccinated. And with the target group he has, there will be not vaccinated people there.
He's had COVID before too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then never mind. You can't stop stupid. You just can't stop stupid.
Yeah.
Because Trump got the jab, right? Trump was a proponent of getting.
Yeah,
it.
he got booed by his own fans that worship him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, after having COVID, I genuinely nearly died from it, ages ago now, right at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine ever wanting to have it again and doing everything I can to not ever have it again, because it was the worst I've ever felt in my entire fucking life.
That sounds terrible.
It was fucking awful.
And
really, really bad.
My roommates got it, and they didn't think it was that bad, so it just didn't affect them the same as other people.
That's true. That's
so
true.
it's like you get these mixed signals from people, like, oh, it's not so bad. It's just a cold. It's like, well, to you, maybe it was.
I literally couldn't fucking breathe. Like I just
Yeah.
couldn't breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. And then you look at the people who did they were anti-vax. Like, what was it, Tim Pool?
Yeah.
He got it, and he's like, it almost kicked my ass, but luckily got
Joe Rogan paid for my monoclonal
Yeah, I got
antibodies.
the Joe Rogan booster, and everything was fine eventually. But he's talking about it being as bad as a lot of people talking about. But then he had like the side way of fixing it at his disposal, which a lot of people don't have access to. So you're looking down on this vaccine, which so far has helped people. I don't know if these numbers are all a lie. Let's see the proof. I'm waiting to see the proof, guys. It seems to be working. Maybe I'm wrong.
For me, it's the helmet argument all over again. It's like, are safety helmets necessary? So yeah, you can drive without a helmet. Yeah, but do you want to? If you know you can protect your head, why don't? It's like, and yeah, it took 50 years until it was okay to wear a helmet playing, I don't know, ice hockey. So these guys probably gonna be around for some time.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
they grandfathered ice hockey players too. Like if you didn't have to wear a helmet at the beginning of your career, you could finish your career not having to wear a helmet. So there was So there's a point where they were like half and half, and there was one guy who was the last guy to ever not wear a helmet in hockey, in a full contact sport. You know,
So
when you're on
funny.
skates, like running into each other super hard. And there's a fucking hard rubber disc that's being hit around everywhere super hard. Yeah. It's mind-blowing.
That's the life right there.
It's a weird sport because, like, in any other sport besides, like, boxing and MMA, if you punch somebody in the face, you'll get suspended and fined a ton of money, like in baseball or soccer or anything like that. But in hockey, they just make you sit in a box for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's the best part, because even in boxing,
Yeah.
if you punch somebody, you get scored like well for it. Like, yeah, you get a point. You connected. UFC, you get a point. You hit the guy. That's a connection. This is even penalized. Like, you're hitting somebody and it's penalized, but it's like, get in a box.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
2
that's
minutes
it.
in the box.
Yeah, and then your team has to play with one less person for that amount of time.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we want you to hit the person. We even want you to get pissed off while you're sitting there and fired up to come back up. And once you're out the box, come piss and vinegar from having to sit with your thoughts for 2 or 3 minutes. It's psycho. It's great.
And you sit next to the guy you just had a fist fight with.
Yeah, I did.
Separated.
When me and Jeff Holiday went up to Canada, we saw a hockey game like almost 2 years ago, and we sat right behind the penalty box, and we saw the
That's
like.
great.
Yeah, we were sitting like right behind them, so when they'd get in trouble, they'd have to sit there. It's funny, yeah. The penalty box, they have to sit next to each other. There's like a window between them, but they have to sit like they see each other in the penalty box.
If there was no window, do you think guys would just start punching each other so they could go in the box and make out?
I don't know if they'd make out. They'd probably keep punching each other in the box.
Like, if they were gay hockey players and they were on opposing teams.
If they were gay
Yeah,
hockey
like,
players.
and the glass wasn't there, I'd be like, all right, guy, let's scrap so we can go make out together for 3 minutes. That's what I would do if I was gay.
Check this out.
And played hockey. The Jason Modar Show. Made with Playset.
Yeah, like what? What's Playset?
It's one of my favorite television
Didn't
shows.
pay to get the watermark
is
taken
The
down.
Office. In fact, if you were to ask me what my favorite television show of all time is, it is The Office. I could quote
Oh, yeah?
copious amounts
Could
of
you?
lines from the show to you right now. I love the show.
Awesome.
I frequently reference it, and in fact, I have referenced it.
It's become your social identity. We get it.
Sure, at this point, multiple times.
You absorbed
on my
the content that you viewed and made it your own little religion. We like it. Go
YouTube
ahead.
channel and on my podcast in making illustrations and analogies and things like that. Well, I was watching
You do
it
memes
a few months ago on Peacock because I used to watch it on Netflix when it was there, then it left Netflix, and then Peacock allows you to watch the first 5 episodes for free as long as you sit through some advertisements. So I was sitting through one of those advertisements.
Get to the point.
And in one of the advertisements for some television show that Peacock was promoting on its
Is this
network.
sponsored by Peacock, this video?
Yeah, well, I think the other shoe's about to drop here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to figure out where
Two shirtless
this is going.
sodomites rolled off of each other in bed, clearly
Were they playing hockey?
demonstrating that the two of them had just engaged in sexual intercourse. And I was repulsed
Oh, poor
by
guy.
that commercial.
Should have bought commercial-free Peacock, dumbass.
Rightfully so. Any reasonable person should be repulsed by two shirtless sodomites rolling off of each other in bed.
How reasonably repulsed should you be? Like, we live in a world right now where you should be fully aware that humans copulate. Is that the word for fucking, or is it pooping? Did I just use the wrong word?
No, copulate's right. Copulate's
Okay,
correct.
And I decided that I was not going to watch Peacock anymore, that I was done with it, because there had been other objectionable and shady advertisements and
Buy the
commercials for
DVD
other...
box set then, you psycho. You live your entire life by The Office. Why are you watching it on a streaming program?
Peacock is like $5 a month for the base level thing. So if you like a show on it that bad, you can get it for $5.
You could also just download the entire season on iTunes and have it in digital form.
There's a gay character in The Office, too.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
never saw that guy have
Using-
sex.
Oh.
He doesn't want to watch the gay character in The Office roll off of Dwight with a face full of Rhythm Nation on his breath.
He's using of all the streaming softwares, he's using the one called Peacock. Why? What were he expecting? I mean,
He expects a visit from was it Brass Against? What was the band? The band?
You had to get peed on.
Sophia Eurista. He wanted Sophia Eurista to come splatter on him.
their TV shows, and I decided I don't like The Office enough to partake in this filth and to give my time and my attention.
Hold on, you don't like it enough? Didn't you say it's like your favorite show of all time?
Yes, he did. But
two half-naked guys is too much.
Two guys rolling around in bed together. I bet you it wasn't even a queer commercial. He probably just saw some WWE because they're on Peacock. He probably saw two guys in their underwears
shirtless
doing wrestling, and he thought it was a gay sex because that's how like triggered he is by the male physique
And my heart, etc., to this stuff. And then about a week ago, I decided, you know what? I really want to watch The Office. I'm looking to watch it.
This is a
conflict. He's getting withdrawn at this point. It's like it's been a full month since I haven't seen The Office. He's starting to shake.
And it's something that is a conflict for him in his soul. It's like, I don't want to support this website that has gay advertisement, but I love The Office. It's like he's awake at night thinking about this.
I'm starting to think he only I'm starting to think he only got into The Office because he saw like a gay commercial flipping through the channels, and he's like, "Oh, are these gay guys doing gay stuff? That's against my religion. I'll just sit and see what's on TV afterwards."
Well,
and he's watching The Office just to see more gay commercials.
So I'm watching The Office, and another advertisement pops up while I'm watching an episode. And this time, it's an advertisement for a show where the heroine is this young girl. It seems to be some sort of a fantasy, science fiction type of context in which the show is set. And one of the scenes that they advertise for the show is her and her lesbian lover kissing one another. Now, they do have all their clothes on, but nonetheless.
Oh, icky, icky, icky.
They do have all their clothes on nonetheless.
What's his problem?
Main role, and she is lesbian. What have it come to? Oh my god.
Oh no.
It was a repulsive.
Him being disgusted by two women kissing sounds pretty fucking gay to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Another repulsive homosexual scene that Peacock is obviously clearly promoting as part of what is central to these shows, or at least what is central to their worldview and what they want to promote and advertise. And so immediately I just thought to myself, gosh darn it, Jason, fool me once, shame on you. Fool
Gosh
me
darn it, Jason.
twice, shame on me. And that's exactly what...
I wonder if he's an old school vigilant Christian Mario fan.
The vaginalent Christian.
Yeah.
That maxim lived itself out in my life. And I just thought to myself, why am I watching this? Why am I continuing? First
Because
of
you
all,
love Pam and Jim.
to give time and attention to a network that hates God, that hates the created order, and that hates that which is true, good, and beautiful, and promotes that which is ugly, evil, and false.
Because you're a cheap bastard. You could have bought the fucking entire box set, you psycho. That's why you're doing this.
In this instance, homosexual relationships.
Next time you go to church, don't give the fucking collection plate as much as you usually do. Save that up until you can buy your own DVD box set. Then start giving back to Christ Daddy for all the love and affection he gives you in your safety zone of not having to see two boys kiss.
And then I thought about the episode of The Office that I was watching. And as much as I like the show, dare I even say love the show, I thought to myself, is this wholesome?
Dare I say I'm gay for The Office. I hate queering. I hate when boys kiss boys and girls kiss girls. But I will say this: I am gay for The Office.
Is this the kind of stuff, beyond just the Peacock commercials, the actual content of The Office, the vulgar jokes, the homosexual references in that show, the rampant fornication that takes place, and the
which Office has he been watching?
Yeah, let that trash book written over 2,000 years ago, updated by a bunch of dickheads throughout time. Let that trash book dictate the things that bring you joy in the now.
He's making like The Office sound like it's like some huge like just gay fuckfest, to be honest with you. And you know,
I was like, which version of The Office is this?
This is the one Netflix redid.
Is this the Ricky Gervais version?
This is Netflix's new. It's the agenda. They're calling it now on Netflix. It's Office, but everybody works in a PR firm, and they're different levels of gay.
Jokes that are made about it. The Christian character in the show, Angela, is overly prudish, rude, nasty.
And
She's
the lack of self-awareness here is absolutely fucking astonishing. What the fuck?
My guy's describing himself as the character on the TV that he's not comfortable with their portrayal of.
Yeah.
Because it's too close to home, Papa.
Massive hypocrite. She's sleeping with Dwight outside of wedlock. Does the same thing
You're
with Andy.
watching Office when you shouldn't be because there's gay characters in it. You sodomite.
It's on Andy by, again, sleeping with Dwight. She's just a Christian in name only. And I thought to myself, what am I doing with my heart and my affections? Because
sitting on his ass and watch TV. I mean, what kind of Christian is he?
He's disgusting.
Yeah.
What kind of Christian watches Peacock and doesn't pay for the ad-free level of service?
Are what you behold. You become what you habituate yourself towards. Do I want to become what Peacock is trying to have me become? Do I want to become even what The Office is promoting?
Brainwashed by the Peacock agenda.
Yep. He's basically gay already. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yep.
That Peacock reprogramming.
He's somebody who quotes The Office, loves The Office, uses The Office as an example frequently. Am I really truly saying I'm never going to watch The Office again? I don't know if I'm saying that right now, but I know that I am.
He can't kick the addiction. He can't get over it.
I wish I could quit you.
I will say this to his defense: Peacock owned by NBC. It's NBC streaming platform.
Yep.
And the senior advisor at NBC, Universal Sports and Olympics, American Television Executive, is Dick Ebersol.
Yeah, yeah.
So he does.
He used to be a wrestling guy.
He does technically love Dick if he's loving Peacock.
You know, Dick Ebersol. He used to do Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah.
And SNL. He was the producer of SNL for a while too.
Yeah.
More than willing and ready to stop watching Peacock and to stop watching The Office. Now I could purchase it in other ways, DVDs. Purchase it streaming through Amazon Prime or something like that.
But
do I
letting that Christian character that looks like a rude prude hit a little too close to home? So why do that?
Want to? Do I even want that to become something that influences and affects me? Because I'm sure that show influences and affects me in a negative way more than I would be willing to realize.
Show.
And I would
It must
challenge
be
you.
so fucking boring being somebody like this. Imagine like if every piece of media that is presented to you in some way is offensive or in some way is upsetting or in some way causes you deep emotional turmoil. I don't understand how people could live like this, just consumed with guilt on an hourly basis for any aspect of their life
infringing
and if
on
they
their
are
religion.
and if they actually enjoy something, they have to look for something they can be guilty about, like he is doing now. He clearly enjoys The Office too much. That's
to
his
think
issue.
about not necessarily The Office.
He's gay for The Office.
But
And
things
now
in your
he's looking for something that he can be guilty about, so he cannot that longer enjoy The Office. It's like the guilt complex is on another level. It's crazy. Oh my God.
your life, entertainment, forms of entertainment that you're allowing yourself to ingest that is either overtly or covertly promoting and pushing things that are just godless, that are utterly and completely antithetical to the Word of God. And your heart is something that's very precious and needs to be protected. And the kinds of things you put in, Jesus says, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And when I say it, that's what she said joke, or I make some sort of a reference to a line in The Office. My wife and I were actually just talking about this the other day, talking about some of the things that come out of our mouths, and we think, where does that come from? Is that godly? Is that wholesome? Is that uplifting?
Godly? No, it's from the fucking sitcom that you idolize. That's where it comes from. It's a joke in a sitcom. It's drivel. Some people love it. It's okay to love drivel. You did. Now your replay value is not as strong, and you want to turn to the Bible to accept the fact that you just don't like The Office as much as you used to? Sorry.
Yeah, no, and if he would be like his savior, Christine Chandler, he would already speak in Bible terms because he doesn't read anything else or looks at anything else but the Bible the whole day. But he doesn't. He sits around and watches The Office and then feels guilty about sitting around and watching The Office. So he has to get into the woods and make a YouTube video over like 15 minutes talking about how gay ads in The Office are an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems so energy intense being a Christian, as I wouldn't have the nerve.
Yeah.
But what else are they going to do? They can't watch The Office.
Masturbate, then cry.
Here's Wings of Redemption.
Oh, okay.
Talking about how it's okay to kill babies.
Excuse me?
Oh, great.
I don't know. I just feel like I've been unjustly and unfairly, dictated upon. I have a strong opinion, and I have trouble sugarcoating opinions. But if you give me enough time, I can prove to you why my opinion is that way. Just like I have this DOS problem with this hacker Nazi gods, and the reason I have this DOS problem is
I think he means DDoS is what he's saying, but he's saying DOS like MS DOS.
He has a lot of hate watchers, right? Like
Oh,
DSP
yes.
and shit like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he does. It's
he
true.
doesn't like my ideals. Like, for example, he's DOSed me for 24 hours now because I said that it's okay to kill babies. Here is the thoughts on it's okay to kill babies.
Here's
going
the
to
reason.
explain.
Okay.
I feel like we live in a free country in the United States of America. And as a free country, freedom comes at a cost, and that cost is blood. And to have freedom, you have to protect freedom. And if you give up all your freedom for small securities or civil liberties that don't matter, you're giving up a large portion. Killing humans sucks, but the fact is it's the same as the death penalty.
What?
I mean,
Is he
it's just
talking about
something that
abortion
has
or
to
just
be
like
done.
shooting
I mean,
the baby in the head after it's been born?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, are we talking about abortion?
I think he's talking about abortion.
I'd like to think he's talking about abortion. Let's put it that way.
You're using the wrong term. Or is he talking about like, I think if you feel like killing someone, you should be able to kill someone, because if you stop that, then where does it end? It's a slippery slope, right? Or is that the argument?
I definitely think that he's arguing for pro-choice, and I think that him comparing pro-choice killing a baby as a freedom, and the same freedom is that you can be put to death in prison. I would argue that being put to death in prison is against your freedom. All right, I'm not saying the death penalty should be abolished. I don't know why it exists exactly based on its track record, but it's like that would immediately say, this guy's saying our country should be able to kill us for something we've done. That's breach of freedom in my mind. Like, yeah, obviously you should be in prison. You should be punished. Like, there are certain freedoms you just aren't allowed in our country. It's not illicit, uncontrolled freedom. There's laws we abide by as civilized society.
If you don't control the population,
I think the real question here is it okay to shoot a baby if it tries to hit you with a skateboard while you're open carrying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Babies should not have skateboards.
Kill more people than you would killing them. I just feel like I've been unjustly and unfairly, dictated upon. I have a strong opinion, and I have trouble sugarcoating opinions.
Okay.
You have trouble stating opinions.
Yeah.
Like, forget the sugarcoating. You just you're the wording you're using is like, I'm saying I have trouble sugarcoating. What you're really doing is covering your words with shit. You're shit-coating your words, your statements. You're pooping them up. It's not good. Take a step back, Papa.
Oh my God. Here's another weird one. One of the few times Mark Zuckerberg removed his hoodie.
Oh, does he have like?
Do you feel like it's a backlash, or do you feel
his face or something?
like you're violating people's
Does he have wires in the back of his head?
Do you feel like you're adequately portrayed as a? Because they want to wonder about the person who actually created this thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff happened along the way. I think, there were real learning points and turning points along the way in terms of building things.
He isn't human.
It really went
every time I see Mark Zuckerberg talk, it makes me think that Gorilla 99 was right about the lizard people living among us.
Yeah.
He has no facial expression, and the one that he has looks like a processor hanging himself up during figuring something out. It's like,
we're not going to yell
yeah.
It is a warm hoodie.
Yeah, no, it's a thick hoodie. It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What? Oh my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret cult. Look at that, making the world.
This is like the sort of shit that Illuminati channels are going to take.
Yeah, they're like, look, he wears symbols under his hoodie. Yeah.
And it's triangle. Or it's triangle-ish.
You know who else wore symbols under their hoodie? Anton LaVey.
Ooh.
Everything that I'm about to tell you is from Israeli media. It's either from the Forward or it's from Haaretz. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I don't care. I'm not Jewish. I'm American and I'm Christian, so I don't really care.
There's like
So
just as
much
many
nice guys
Jewish people
today.
that live in America as there are in Israel. So him being like, I'm not Jewish, I'm American, is like such a incorrect statement. Because there's a lot of Jews that are American. A lot.
Yeah, and aren't the Jewish part considered the most powerful subculture you have there? It's like
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of. I mean, they're influential. I mean, there are places where they're in a very large population, like in New York for sure.
New York, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think New York was it that I had in mind.
Are they represented in certain aspects at higher percentages than other people that aren't Jewish? Yeah. For as many people that live in the United States that are Jewish, they also tend to have a higher IQ. They're just smarter.
Actually, it's pronounced this way. It's Haaretz and it's the Forward, two Israeli media companies. That's where all the information is from. And I'll read you their summary of what Canary Mission is. They say that, quote, for 3 years, a website called Canary Mission has spread fear among undergraduate activists, posting more than 1,000 political dossiers on students'
space so much. I just hate hearing Nick Fuentes just talk.
He
in
looks
general.
like a ventriloquist puppet.
He does. He looks like the you know the Goosebumps novels. He looks like Slappy, the ventriloquist dummy from those. It's actually quite uncanny if you look it up.
Supporters of Palestinian rights. The dossiers are meant to harm students' job prospects and have been used in interrogations by Israeli security officials. Now, for the first time, the Forward has definitively identified a major donor to Canary Mission, It is a foundation controlled by the Jewish Community Federation of San Francisco, a major Jewish charity with an annual budget of over $100 million. So we'll get into it, but that's Canary Mission. Actually, before I get into the whiteboard, I want to show you just like what they do, just so you get an idea of what this is. This is their this is their hit piece on me, okay? And thanks, guys.
That's
just great.
Yeah, that's a great picture too. They picked the best worst picture of him.
They could have picked the one where he was picking his nose or eating it.
Thanks for using.
I saw Nick Fuentes had a debate with Styx Hexenhammer, and he had cat ears on when he Styx had cat ears on. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
The most flattering picture. There's so many pictures of me out there, and they choose the one where I look like a balloon. My head looks like a party balloon. And but this is the gist of it. Occupation, student, university, BU, alt-right university, I guess. Close connections, Susan, I don't even know who that is. Sean McCaffrey, who's our boy, Prince Hubris. David Feiner, who I don't know. Alexa Moore, who I don't know. Richard Spencer, who I've met before. This guy who I don't know. This guy who I don't know. This guy who I don't know. So the overview, Nick Fuentes attended a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, blah, blah. Anti-Israel. This is why they targeted me, by the way, for these comments. On February 15, 2017, Fuentes tweeted, quote, Netanyahu says U.S. and Israel have common interests. NJF doesn't buy it. Watch on America First. Yeah, I know that's a really hateful anti-Israel thing to say. On February 15, 2017, Fuentes said on YouTube that part of conservative orthodoxy for the last 20 years was a desire to do, quote, everything for Israel. Israel's about to be destroyed.
I'm pretty sure he said far more unpleasant things about Israel than those things there, to be honest with you. And I'm pretty sure he's like openly done like Holocaust denial and shit like that before as well.
Yeah, they should go in depth about his Cookie Monster allegory that he was using.
That's what I was thinking of,
to make jokes about the Holocaust not existing.
Even Ben Shapiro brought that up.
Yeah, one thing was like the cat ear guy is okay because he watches the Hitler documentary.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Catboy Cammy, right? Is that his name?
Guys, don't judge him.
He's based in Red Pill.
Don't judge him for doing all the queer things that we talk down upon. He is based in Red Pill. He watched a Hitler documentary that everybody we know agrees with. Okay.
Oh, look, he's got a pointer.
Nice.
$1 million
is he doing
in assets, $100 million in annual income. And you wonder where they get that. Jewish Federation, gee, it's part of the North American Jewish Federation. Isn't that kind of weird? Isn't that kind of weird that, these very, very powerful Jewish people are federating? They're coming together in supranational, national, regional, state, local organizations to organize and advance Jewish interests. Man, I don't know.
With
that seems kind of off.
$300 million.
I don't have any problem with it, but it seems kind of like conspicuous, a little suspicious that this happens. It's almost,
nothing.
Almost sounds a little too crazy to be real, but here it is. So they give money to the Helen Diller Family Foundation. The Helen Diller Family Foundation is a supporting charity of the San Francisco.
Connect the dots. It's so obvious.
His conspiracy theory is based on a foundation having $300 million. And that's like, and they're going to take over the world with $300 million.
Yeah.
Jewish Federation.
It's like, what? And
So
then
it
it
says
gets
here-
split up. It's like, what? What are you even
That
talking
the
about?
Diller
Even
Found-
if all this is true. It's like,
If I had $300 million, I think I could make the world change for certain levels. I don't know exactly what I could get out of my $300 million, but I could make a dent.
Okay.
Someone's gonna make $300 million.
I'd offer every singer the chance to pee on stage in exchange for $1 million, and that would like create ripples around the world.
okay, it's like, what is, okay, that might even work.
What if this singer pissing on stage who, is from New York City, maybe she has New York City ties to Donald Trump, and this is all part of normalizing peeing on people so that Trump can run again in 2024 with the P-tapes public?
Yeah, or she is the one on the tape. Maybe she's.
Oh damn! She thinks she's
What a
Russian.
twist.
They were supposed to be Russian pee-pee tapes, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's check out the Streamlabs, and then we'll move on to something else.
Everything's loading. Isolation Agorist says, my sweet boys, haha, a flowchart. How boomer nerdy must have lost his MS Office subscription, LOL. Yeah, Nick with his damn little whiteboard.
Yeah.
Who uses whiteboards?
Like a dry
In his
erase
parents'
board.
basement.
Nerd. Dry erase boards are for nerds. Mike Phone 123 says, reminds me of L7 throwing their tampons to the audience. It was earlier from the Sophia Eurista piss tape.
Yeah.
Live on stage. Comment. Lord Mank says, I'm not a sweet boy. Help me, please. We're helping you by giving you sweet boy content to live your life by. We're basically the new Bible. Study us. Lord of Nurgle gave a big love earlier. Thank you again, Lord. And that lines us all up. We've hit the goal Thursday night, so thank you, everybody, for your continued support. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're back again with another bonus show because of that.
Back again
next Saturday.
I took. I was tired of having to go to SoundCloud to do the KJK Drunken Peasants song. So I just.
See y'all.
I want to edit it a little better
My middle name is Joseph.
to
My
make
first name is Kevin.
the pictures
I did the
change,
Please Call Choco, y'all.
along with the rhythm of
My
the
hero
music.
is Ben.
But right now
We
I just
got
have it
Bellevue
like
the
switching
Friend.
still images of it.
Wasn't there a video made with it at one point?
Nope.
Y'all see it?
I don't think.
I
or
thought they
maybe
had
there
us
was.
dancing to
Lost
it.
weight.
Because I danced
He
to
was
it.
being a big old balloon.
I don't know
Big
where
old
that is,
balloon.
if that exists.
Billy the Friend, he lost weight. Y'all see it? 400 pounds. Big old balloon.
Fat guy?
Fat guy. Big old fat, ugly, blunt. Sorry. I didn't mean to say ugly. I eat food all the time.
Sticky says, you read that Maynard invited PP Girl to open for the European tour now? I thought they were invited to open for the European tour prior to the PP thing. They were supposed to open for Tool in Europe. They announced it weeks ago. And unless the PP thing was from weeks ago.
I'm not sure when it happened.
I'm pretty sure that it was the end of October they announced they were going to be opening for Tool in Europe.
I'm gonna eat. Eat. And eat. And eat. And eat. 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 Like a big old blunt fat balloon. Blunt fat balloon. Blunt fat balloon. Billy the Friend.
Like a big fat balloon. Look at the long curly hair. Yeah, it's great. I just wanted to show that to you. There was really no point to that. But
We get it, Ben. You like to pick on me for being a big fat blimp.
I didn't say that.
You big fat balloon. You made an entire point to bring it back up after years and years of this being removed from the public eye, dragging my name through the mud once again. Once again.
So easy.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
It's so crazy how things change. Like, if you go back and you go to the first DP show that Jimmy Dore was on with us, there was nothing but positive comments about him.
Yeah.
All of it was so positive.
Yeah.
And now on the last show he was on, read those comments.
Yeah, but why Jimmy hasn't changed, the audience has.
You think Jimmy hasn't changed?
No,
Jimmy's
it's always producer's fault, right? His unknown producer that he's now fired, right?
Did he blame it on his unknown producer?
Yes, like I believe today, yes. Or at
What
least
was it?
he
What
blamed
was
it
he
on somebody
blaming?
else today.
Well, what did he do?
I need to get. I don't know the context. I've just seen clips on my Twitter feed. I need to.
Yeah, I
need
think
to
I
get
know what
some
you're
more
talking
information.
about.
Hang on. Fill in the dead air, guys. Fill in the
Oh,
dead
okay.
air. Jimmy Dore. Okay. Jimmy Dore claims shoppy, stupid producer. So basically, he plagiarized the news article and he blamed it on his producer. That's it.
Oh, so we're mad at Jimmy Dore for plagiarizing a news
I
article?
plagiarize stuff all the time.
Literally, half the show is
I
plagiarized.
don't know the exact context, but that's what people are upset about at the moment. There you
We're
go.
basically a telethon that takes a break to pick on invalids. That's what Drunken Peasants is.
Here's Here's a story on Britney Spears because I guess her conservatorship is over officially.
Yeah, finally, free Britney. She's free.
Britney is a reality at last.
I will say this though: the free Britney movement, her concert tickets are still going to cost money, so that's not free.
So I just want to thank all of you. I've got a client that I need to speak with.
Judge Brenda Penny releasing 39-year-old Britney Spears from the conservatorship that since 2008 had controlled every aspect of the pop star's existence. Her most ardent fans, the legions of...
I like how Free Britney got the same response that the rebels winning the Battle of Endor did in A New Hope. That's dope.
The Free Britney movement celebrating outside.
Us are so happy. She deserves all of the freedom.
We're feeling great.
So excited.
As long as Britney's happy, we're happy.
Britney is happy, posting on Instagram, "Good God, I love my fans so much, it's crazy. I think I'm gonna cry the rest of the day. Best day ever. Praise the Lord. Can I get an amen?"
Yes, Britney, you can get an amen. You can get we can praise the Lord. Why the hell was she in a conservatorship for 15 years?
I don't know.
That's now that we've got her free, can we get to the bottom of why this existed?
We should. Someone should figure it out.
Because she cut her hair. I think that was the...
Yeah, that was
point.
kind of the beginning of it. She had a public meltdown, and she, yeah, I think that was it.
And then they decided she wasn't fit to handle these amounts of money, and she would be a danger for herself. And then Daddy took all the money, and then nobody talked about it for 15 years. So...
Again, best day ever.
After nearly 14 years, it took a judge in this courthouse today less than 40 minutes to decide that Britney Spears' conservatorship was no longer required. Her attorney assuring the court that safety nets are in place to protect Britney personally and financially and put her in a position to succeed.
Today's ruling the culmination of dramatic events inside the courtroom and out.
Revelation, aren't there... I mean, I understand it was wrong what they did to her, but aren't there better causes to take to the streets over?
I mean, who cares? The people should be able to celebrate whatever little victory they find in this world. If freeing Britney is more important of a victory than, I don't know, freeing your own mind from the eternal struggle of capitalism, take it. Take the win.
From two.
I will say this, though. Earlier, I said that they were celebrating like it was the end of
Return of the Jedi.
A New Hope, the battle.
A New Hope.
I said A New Hope when I said the Battle of Endor.
That's
it
Return
was
of the
Return
Jedi.
of the Jedi. The Battle of Yavin was at the end of New Hope.
Yeah, and
My
they just
apologies.
and all they do is get some medals at the end of that. It was a very formal ceremony.
Breaking documentaries.
My apologies to all you
The
nerds out
steadfast
there.
advocacy of a grassroots movement.
We're hoping that the attention on this case will keep the momentum going.
And the words of Britney.
Gay guys really, really care about Britney Spears.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally owe Britney quite a lot. I used to stare at her music videos confusedly when I was in high school. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of fapping to Britney Spears when I was young.
That's pretty reasonable.
Self.
She can now do what she wants when she wants. This means
Oh
that
my God.
She's an adult.
quite literally
She's almost 40.
Yeah, that's,
any
Yeah.
if I can go outside, I don't know, try to get heroin and die in a ditch 2 days later, and no one cares. But if Britney, we need to have safety nets and stuff in place that she has possibilities to succeed. Let that be her decision.
She's already successful.
Yeah,
You
she was a pop icon for like a decade. Let her decide if she wants to be successful or whatever.
She
It's
shaved
just
her head and she
attacked
married
a
Kevin Federline.
She attacked a paparazzi with an umbrella.
And then they were like, okay, we're taking away your ability to choose who you date. Goodbye.
She also randomly married some dude in Las Vegas and then got it annulled the next day.
Sticky says the grossest thing was her dad had cameras and listening devices in her bedroom. Is that the grossest thing? It is gross.
any aspect of her life,
What he
whether
did
it
with
is
those cameras and listening devices could be grosser.
seeing her children, having a baby, getting married, deciding to go on tour, deciding to record new music.
deciding to show me how you want it to be.
16 years old.
Yeah.
So, here, I'll just do the Britney song while you mute this. Sometimes I run, sometimes I hide, sometimes I'm scared of you. But all I really want is to hold you tight,
struggle amid a divorce,
treat you right.
custody battles, and continued media scrutiny. Under the relentless flash of cameras, she took a pair of clippers to her own hair at a
V
Los
for
Angeles
Vendetta.
salon.
Or it was V for Vagina. That's when she showed her vagina, and the Young Turks made all the horrible comments about her showing her
very
vagina.
misogynistic and sexist light. And this was a young woman who had lived her entire life in front of the world's eyes, and she just couldn't catch a break.
What seemed to be a public unraveling, coming to a head in a 2007 altercation with paparazzi in LA. Broken down in the documentary Framing Britney Spears.
Britney just grabbed the umbrella, started coming after me.
Yeah, I saw some of
Starts beating the passenger side of my truck.
I mean, he was probably being really fucking annoying, to be fair.
Oh, they are annoying.
And she's probably 108 pounds. She has an umbrella. That's a big-ass truck. Take her to civil court. Make her pay for it. If she keeps doing it, make her keep paying for it until she can't. It's your property, yes. You have the right to protect your property. But she shouldn't give up her entire freedom of choice because she attacked your car. Like, she can replace the damn car. She can go into criminal service, not 15 years of not being able to choose who she kisses. That's weird.
Yeah, she can buy you 100 new trucks and go pick up trash on the side of the road for I don't know, 50 hours or something like that, like everybody else.
People who are multimillionaires should be able to destroy your property. They should be able to fight you. They should be able to put their hands on you as long as you're compensated fairly.
After this, the
more
film
than fairly,
says
handsomely.
She was denied access to visit her kids. Jamie Spears, her father, was given legal control over his daughter's personal, professional, and financial
Why he
affairs
look like
in
he's on the
2008,
Dragon's
after
Den
she
for
suffered a mental break.
The Pizzagate.
And had 2 hospitalizations.
Hey, you know what? The other night when we were doing the stream, you mentioned Club Penguin.
Yeah.
What's the initials for Club Penguin?
And
CP? What do they make a lot of in Club Penguin?
I think CP is a Pokemon.
There's a
Pokemon Go thing.
It's your
combat points.
Yeah, but it's also Club Penguin, and they make pizzas in Club Penguin.
I don't know. I actually never played Club Penguin.
Oh my god!
I was making a joke. You know more about Club Penguin than I do. I make jokes about Roblox too. Never played Roblox.
Yeah.
I just know what the kids talk about because this is what I do. I do follow.
You pretend like
kids.
you're way younger than you
I
actually.
do follow kids, and I follow their every move. Not because I'm a creep, because I want to stay young and hip. I want to be the Steve Buscemi meme.
To people who are
I follow kids
elderly who cannot make the fundamental decisions of either their estate.
I want to be
or
the Steve
person.
Buscemi meme where I show up on my skateboard like, "Hello, fellow youngsters," and then I
first
beat
of all,
Kyle Rittenhouse with my skateboard because I'm.
Age of the conservator, that being Britney Spears, was a little peculiar. And then also the age of the conservatorship itself, how long it lasted. Conservatorships usually are just for a couple of years at best.
Since then, Britney has released 4 albums and performed nearly.
Yep, that's what this is all about. You're gonna release more albums. You're gonna go headline in Vegas, make a ton of money doing that. That's what she's a money generator still, even like 20 plus years
her
after.
name is so well known, right? Like, it's always going to have clout, even now.
Only 250 shows in her Las Vegas residency. But behind the scenes, Britney claims the conservatorship was ruining her life. Over the summer, the star breaking her silence in court hearings, singling out her father, saying he should be put in jail. Spears sharing personal details about the control the conservatorship had on her life in court, saying she wants to get married and have another baby, but claims she wasn't allowed to remove her IUD. She also described being denied things as basic as coffee.
Right, because if she got pregnant, she wouldn't be able to do concerts and record and shit.
That is fucking insane and disgusting and just fucking awful.
Yeah, and she's almost 40. She's not going to be able to. Well, she already has a bunch of kids, but it's her right. She can afford to have more kids if she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she wants to shit out a couple of fucking kids, whatever. Let her squirt up inside and poop them out. Let's
her
go.
driver's license
Is
and
that how
her
babies are made?
hair vitamins by the conservatorship.
She painted a very dark picture of what her life was. She essentially said that she was a prisoner that wasn't able to make any decisions on her own.
Jamie Spears and his attorneys have always maintained that everything he has done for Britney has been in her best interest.
We don't believe that.
Red flag that we saw, and probably the breaking point for this conservatorship, was that June hearing where Britney Spears was describing the extent of what she claimed to be the abusiveness of her conservatorship. And that's what really started this ball moving towards the end of the conservatorship.
This afternoon's hearing coming after more bombshell allegations made in the documentary The New York Times presents Controlling Britney Spears.
I worked with the security team for Britney for almost 9 years.
In the film, a former employee of the firm hired by Britney's father, Black Box Security, says they monitored her communications by mirroring her iPhone.
You would be able to see all messages, all FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, photographs.
Wait, they were looking at all the dick pics
yeah.
I was sending to Britney Spears?
Yeah.
They were violating my privacy. This isn't right.
A recording device in her bedroom.
And when I took a step back and I looked at everything, it really reminded me of somebody that was in prison. And security was put in a position to be the prison guards, essentially.
An attorney for the security firm
Yeah,
telling
you weren't there to protect her. You were there to keep her in check.
How
That's
dope.
That's what you... Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what they realized. Yeah.
How dope
I mean,
would the next, there's Fortnite and all the multiplayer like shoot 'em up things?
Yeah.
If the next one was like 99 people log in and they all go to like save Britney from the castle, that like free Britney, but Fortnite rules. So that'd be a fun game.
ABC News, Black Box Security has, quote, a strict policy against discussing matters concerning their clients or their operations, unquote. And Black Box has, quote, always conducted themselves within professional, ethical, and legal bounds. An attorney for Jamie Spears maintains his actions were done with Britney's best interests at heart, and that they were, quote, well within the parameters of the authority conferred upon him by the court. His actions were done with the knowledge and consent of Britney, her court-appointed attorney, and or the court.
I think the conservatorship.
Her birthday is like less than a month away, and she'll be 40.
December 2nd.
Yep. Yeah, everyone, if you could give us a like, if you haven't already, give the stream a like. We'd appreciate that. Get your Patreon pledges in. I'm going to be making the opening and ending credits pretty soon here. So everyone who's like a $15 or more patron,
so
just make sure your pledge goes through. Also, sign up for On Demand because there's going to be some more stuff coming up there. Be a $25 patron before the 15th.
Britney's dad is Jamie Spears. Britney's little sister is Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yep.
Jamie Lynn Spears somehow was like profiting off of all this as well, from what I heard. It's like a weird, intricate web of like unprecedented abuse. I would say abuse of privilege, at least. Like these people having
I would say abuse.
the control.
I think this is fucking awful.
This is abuse. She was basically a workhorse. She was kept in a room and sent out on stage and then brought back in that room. And every aspect of her life was controlled. This almost seems like, now if you say the whole family is basically profited of it, it's like, yeah, you were the one that got famous and now it's our turn to profit from it. So, and you...
one of the people from the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, he was kind of mentally ill, and his psychiatrist became his conservator and basically just forced him to write music and shit and like lived with him and controlled everything he did.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this kind of stuff has happened before.
When did I'm a Slave for You come out? That was Britney Spears, right? Was that?
I don't know.
That was before she was under the conservatorship or after?
I think so. It's one of her earlier songs, right?
Damn.
I think.
Boy, she sure didn't know. You sure know how that was going to show up and be so real. I'm trying to find the release date. It might have been 2001, which is well prior to this conservatorship. Damn, dude. I can't find it anywhere for some reason. I'm failing at Google.
2001. Chat says 2001.
The song was written by who? Not by her dad, by any chance. Hashtag foreshadowing.
I'm a slave for you. The dad's just pinning it. All right, sing it. This is a contractual agreement. You just sung the entire song, said you're my slave now. Now, me and your little sister, who may or may not have been knocked up by Dan Schneider, the pederast foot fetish weirdo from Nickelodeon, who produced Zoe 101. These are all rumors. I don't think any of it's been proven. But one of the rumors is that Dan Schneider, known weirdo, foot fetish that's got Ariana Grande doing weird foot shit on kids shows, supposedly like knocked up Jamie Spears' little sister. That's crazy. I'm a Slave for You was written by Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo from NERD, the Neptunes.
Okay, so that theory falls flat. Okay.
Now, Pharrell Williams also wrote the song Happy. And I got to say, his songs tend to be very prophetic. I'm a slave for you. She became a friend. Or a slave. She became a slave. Happy. A lot of people were happy after that song came out. See?
Wow.
See?
What other songs has he written, though? We need a full list now to see if he's like a modern-day Nostradamus.
Okay, so this is another one that came true. Baby, you want me? You can get this lap dance here for free. You can get this lap dance here for free. Ooh, baby, you want me? And that came true one time, too. I got a free lap dance. So they're prophetic as hell. Someone lied and said it was my birthday, though. So it wasn't really a free lap dance. It was like stolen valor of lap dances. I didn't feel very cool about it, but it was a weird moment.
Pharrell Williams is like nearly 50. He does not look it at all. Holy shit.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
That's what they say. What's that famous pop don't stop? Pop stars don't stop looking good, you know? Pop don't stop. That's what they say in the streets.
I mean, it's not always the case, though, is it? Depends how much, like, meth or heroin you've consumed over the course of your career.
That's true. That is true.
I think alcohol also lets people look really shitty after time.
Yeah.
More than other things.
I try not to drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes. I try not to do anything bad for me that doesn't involve cheese flavoring. All my vices are usually cheese flavored.
Narrative that.
Yeah, let's move on to something else.
Hey, do you ever eat New York cheesecake flavored Ben & Jerry's ice cream?
No.
That was one of my vices. Cheese flavored cheesecake. It counts. Is this Kyle Rittenhouse?
This is Nick Fuentes.
Oh. I wish his fans chanted Nick, 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 Nick.
Let's look at the type of people that take to the streets for Nick Fuentes.
Is that the owner of AEW front and center there?
First I thought there was one black guy, but then I realized it's just a weirdo mask.
Is that a black guy or someone with a full face mask?
It's a full face.
Yeah, it's just a weirdo. It's just a weirdo with a full face mask. Yeah.
Sometimes he does have a black guy with him.
On the right side. Yeah, on the right side there in the background with the blue hat. There's one guy.
What's up? Hey, say what's up to Jaden. Hey, never watching this one again.
That's Spexo. That's Spexo. He's so happy.
He's like, yeah, let me suck your dick.
Did you hear Nick say, hey, nice to see you again?
I don't know if you guys saw, we were
Spexo's
supposed to
face was
rally
so lit up when
alongside
Nick
those
said that.
people over there, and they put a message on Telegram and said, we're trolls, infiltrators.
How great is it to be Nick Fuentes, right? Like, your fans are pretty gross and weird, but they've already bought every word you've said, and you haven't said much of merit at all. So you can just get up, grab the microphone, stumble through anything at all, and they're going to cheer you on because you know they're fanatics. They're hooked. It's such an easy gig. I love this. It's almost like Drunken Peasants. Thank you guys again for your likes.
Extremists. Are we trolls? No! Are we we extremists? No! Well, I will say this. When it comes to being anti-vaccine, I am an extremist. Are you? Yeah. I am extremely anti-vaccine.
It's
So we
fucked up.
don't have you as an issue no longer, for much longer. That's great.
I don't know.
Good news. Thanks, Nick.
They politicize public health. It's really weird.
Woo! It's very troubling because it seems like the people over there, like a lot of people in the city, they hate us.
To be fair, Michelle Obama did have that war against fats. So people are politicizing public health. Like
that wasn't a war. That was okay.
She said in drones, right, and that kind of thing.
It was not the war against fats.
She was attacking little children, dude.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was trying to go to war with little fat kids.
That's not what happened.
What happened?
So every first lady usually takes on a project of some sort, and hers was healthy school lunches.
Yeah, she's trying to attack little fat kids.
That's not attacking them.
She's attacking the fat kids.
Celery sticks. That's what they were doing.
Quit politicizing health, Michelle Obama.
That wasn't political.
She's the president's wife.
Yeah, so she's not a fucking politician, dude.
Oh, she's for Lotus.
Dude, that wasn't a political. They weren't politicizing anything. They were
Nick
just trying to
Fuentes hasn't been voted in anywhere. He's politicizing something. She's
You just have to argue everything.
No, I have to make a joke about everything. You're the one that takes it into
I'm
argument.
joking. No, I was just joking.
Ben, you got me.
It was a funny joke.
You got me.
More than they hate the vaccine, right?
We will not comply. We will not comply. We will not comply. We will not comply.
We will not comply. We will not. I like how some people here are wearing masks. Some aren't. Like half the people are like not fully sold on it. Like, well, I will go to this event, but I'm gonna cover my fucking mouth. They're halfway there.
Put the finger at us and say we're the problem? Are you kidding me? Shame on you!
He just like repeats a phrase and hopes the audience goes along with it, basically. is
And
what
they
he
do.
does. Oh, I mean they do because they're fucking idiots. But you know.
Yeah.
Shame! 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 Shame!
Shame
Shame!
pisses me off so much.
I think it's okay for me if that's the weapon of choice they have is to shame. Then go ahead. That they can't hurt much with. I prefer shaming people over nail bombs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But the problem with that is nail bombs, they're a crime, right? And so this is an activity that's not a crime. They're holding this weapon. Shame is effective on some of the weakest members of society. Shame is how the Catholic Church rose to prominence. So many other structures shaming people into giving up their freedoms and rights of choice because of shame. And that's where shame gets me. Like if you use a nail bomb, you're going to jail most likely. Unless you're super rich.
I hope so, yeah.
Unless you're super rich, you could buy yourself the Johnny Cochran or whatever the big attorney of the moment is.
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran. but most likely you use a nail bomb, you're going to go to jail. But shame, and shame is like weak, right? It is the there's the sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Shame is just words, but it's a weapon that when used gives these pricks some illusion of power, and the power does exist because some people are weak enough to fall for it. And that's what makes me sick. It's unchecked. If I could abolish shame from the world, I would do everything I could. If anybody has any game plans on how we take shame out of the equation, let's fucking go. Boo, fuck you, boo, boo you. You gonna have gonna get an inoculation? Fuck you. You gonna put something in your own body? Fuck you.
The guy who said that was the one wearing a mask too.
Yeah,
so he
deputy
wouldn't even
dipshit.
show his own face.
I'm afraid I'm not wearing the mask because of the COVID. I'm wearing the mask because I'm hiding myself from the world because even I am ashamed to be here publicly.
Yep.
Shame.
Where they lose their job or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to get fired from my job in liberal media. Go find a different job, jackass. Coward.
So I come out here with a bulletproof vest and say, bring it on. Now, I mean, I don't want to get killed. I would prefer not to. But you can shoot me, you can stab me, you can arrest me, you can beat me up. I will not comply!
You can hold me down and force yourself into my mouth until you ejaculate your cat juices into my throat, but I will not comply. It'll be consensual non-consent.
Did he just like give everyone consent to like stomp the shit out of him?
He said he wasn't going to comply though. So he was saying you could do all this stuff to me, but I'm not going to comply to it. So it wasn't exactly consent, but it was theatrical bravery, I guess. You could do all these horrible things to me, but not with my permission. Okay? Not a tough boy.
For me, it came more across like while I'm stomping him, he won't comply with my opinions, which I'm totally fine with. So you can stab him, but he won't comply with your opinions during you stabbing him and stuff like that. So
he's not complying when Cat Black Hammy pees on his face.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with your opinion in this moment, but he has consented to you stomping him. So.
Zero Ron in the chat said if you put a gun to his head, he will not have this same energy.
I mean, that is definitely true.
I normally don't like to admit to my crimes, but the one time that I did put a gun to his head, he immediately started sucking the barrel like it was a dick, and I could hear him mumble the words "daddy" against the barrel of the gun. He was like, "Daddy," and I was like, "Oh my god, I don't consent. I don't comply. Give me my gun back." And he was such a throat goat. He sucked one of the bullets out of the gun into his own tummy.
That's impressive.
That's a joke.
I will not comply. I will not comply. I will not comply.
I will not comply. I will not comply.
I will not comply.
He is a cross. Like they're like the power of Christ compels you.
My God. How great would this be, though, if that guy who brought Frazier back came in, pulled the cross out, broke one of the throngs off it, and then said, "He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon!"
Is all of this important? No, not really. What's important is your family. What's important is your country. What's important is your God. If you're not willing to die for these things, you'll fall for anything.
That's some dangerous talk.
If you're not willing to stand for these things, you'll fall for anything. Spoiler alert.
He said willing to die for them.
Oh, die?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you can't deny his rhetoric is like really fucking awful, really. Let's be honest.
There's no
Like,
doubt
every
in my
aspect of it.
mind that he told some of his followers to go into the Capitol building on January 6th. Because I saw some of his America First flags in the footage of them in the Capitol running around.
Is he on a no-fly list still? 'Cause I saw that he was on a no-fly list, and I thought that was really funny.
Yes.
He tried to blame it on the January 6th involvement, but really it was because he got in a fucking spat a month before that for not wearing his mask on the flight.
And
We
for
get it,
somebody
dude.
who speaks German, this is he has done his research. He has the word patterns and the speaking patterns, and so sound very familiar to somebody who held or tried to rally up people a few years back here. So it's
there was
you
a
see
group-
that he has done some research.
There was a group
considering
back
that.
then that were known as America First that helped rally that fellow into his position. Now, the good thing here is I don't think Nick Fuentes is the next Hitler. He can copy. He can do all he wants to
he's
copy.
copying.
But he's a goof. He's not going to make that level of enchantment over the population. I think if Hitler would have had a YouTube account, we would have caught him picking his nose and eating it, and he never would have grown into prominence. You know
he's
Hitler.
been he's been deplatformed from everywhere too, right? Is he streaming on what, like Odyssey or some shit, right?
I think he streams on his own website now.
But freedomnews.tv has all this good footage, and if you find it, you know where to follow it. If you're a swallower and a follower, you have access to it still.
This is what's going on.
Oh my God.
Real patients over here. The real patients over here.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Call the police, Cat. No.
I don't
Call
think,
the police,
I don't
Cat.
think you'll be welcome in their ethno-nationalist state. I'm just saying.
I think they.
Yeah, and especially not with that cheap suit. So
I think they're happy to bring in anybody who touts their bullshit, and they'll just put them in the diversity hire corner.
Okay.
Truth is, I know what the truth is now. This is the truth. No, this is what you want to do. You separated us.
You separated us.
Unbelievable.
Angry little boys. You're so mad. This is what worries me, right? Like all these angry little boys. They're gonna do angry little boy things. You need to find something that fulfills your life and not drives you down a further path of hate and anger. This is like how things grow bad eventually. We talk so much shit here, but these are human beings that feel disenfranchised, and they're in a dire situation. Their situation is so dire, they're turning to fucking Pee Wee Herman, political Pee Wee Herman, for their future. Like, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And you look at the other side, and like, these guys could never hang with Vosh. They couldn't be like, this Vosh guy is cool. He doesn't stand for. He's free. He's happy. He's like, yeah, I fuck things. I'm happy being who I am. I'm happy just being a degenerate. These guys are like, we can't be degenerates. We're not good at it. We suck at being degenerates. We need tight fucking knit Pee Wee Herman to be our hero because he's the only guy here that makes us feel manly.
Over here. These are the liars
and
over
the
here
problem
now.
is you have
Unbelievable.
For every 1,000 scream guys like this, you sooner or later gonna end up with one nail bomb guy that actually does it. So that's probably the issue you have with people like Nick Fuentes screaming on the streets, that sooner or later somebody's gonna hear him who isn't only talk, even though these guys are funny to watch. So.
There'll be like the one follower who takes it to the next level and does something insane, and as we've already seen multiple times. You know what I mean?
Just like there's people on the left that take it too far and do something insane.
It'll be
too.
Spexo.
Yeah, that is true.
There's crazy people on both sides that take it too far, and then most of us are in like somewhere in the middle, whether we're middle left, middle center, and I'm not talking middle right, whatever. I'm not talking about politically, but like from the level of mentally insane, right? Like we're all either like perfectly fine or deviations levels of crazy, and how crazy we're willing to go for our beliefs. Right? Most of us aren't willing to go that crazy. Most of us be like, you know what? I'm going to boycott a fucking Chick-fil-A for my beliefs. That's about as crazy as we get.
Most of us will just talk shit on the internet, and it'll never go beyond that.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of these people, they don't get out often. So like a Nick Fuentes rally is one of the few times they go outside.
They wash their little dicks before they go out, thinking maybe they'll get laid at the after party.
Oh no, that's
by a
degenerate.
catboy.
That's degenerate.
But they all think about it. And like this is the worst part about this. Like every Catholic I know is a degenerate. They just hide it. They use that shame to make their degeneracy come out in horrible ways, like unhealthy ways. And maybe I don't know enough Catholics, but it's like almost every Catholic I know.
I think it's very healthy to be a degenerate, to be honest with you. Like I think it's just a way of expressing yourself and releasing pent up energy.
I think it can be healthy. I think it can also be unhealthy. I think that this fanatical devotion to Nick Fuentes is unhealthy. I think that it could be healthy if they were actually following somebody with a plan. But Nick's just like, I don't know, barking end of the world scenarios.
I think you're just right. They need something fulfilling to do, because I just thought about, I cannot bring myself to do something like that because I don't have the energy for it. Why do I don't have the energy for it? Because I've worked like 12 or 18 hours a day on my own projects, and then I realized, my work basically is this guy. I just do something that's productive for myself. I just was lucky enough I found something I can run my head into that's productive. Yeah.
Having your own outlet to like delve into your free times with is pretty sweet. These guys probably, you know, they're part of the corporate structure. They have their downtime. In their downtime, they're not dating because women aren't looking for guys like this. Not enough, not the women they want at least. And the women they can control, women aren't into being controlled that much. And when they are, they're into being controlled by guys way better than these. These guys are like slugs trying to act like they deserve a trad wife.
Yeah, and they'll blame their lack of a trad wife on the degradation of society and the degradation of morality. You know what I mean? The corruption of women by the woke left or whatever.
The trad wives are out there. They're just, you know, they're with actual alpha men. I hate to say the word alpha because it's such a catchphrase, but there are just men.
I know the type of thing you mean. Though,
they're better.
Sure.
They're better than these guys. They're better in all. One, they're better because they're not complaining about the world around them.
Yeah,
they're commanding it. They're enjoying it. They're being the type of man that women look up to.
Yeah, and they're bringing something to the table, be it paying for the house, or be it paying for the car, or be it paying for the tennis teacher that fucks him while he's working. They bring something to the table, but this guy most likely works 9 to 5, 40 hours a week on a desk, and then goes home and is angry all the time. So
exactly.
That's a crazy myth
they're
too.
They're fucking money to people like Fuentes who were just like going to a building, yelling a few buzzwords in front of it for 5 minutes, probably like popping on the fucking kill stream to yell at somebody for an hour, and then that's their day. And he's made like a ton of money.
All that money isn't going to get them what they want either. Like the women can get money from wherever. We got OnlyFans guys never meeting a woman, giving them half their paycheck. Like the money is secondary. You have to literally just be that connection of affection that somebody needs, that attention. You have to be. You have to live up to those levels. And these guys, they could be millionaires and still not have it. They would be, you know, paying for the face-to-face time, but they wouldn't be filling the brain time. They wouldn't be filling the mind, the desires. There's so much
I think it's
lost
more,
here.
I don't want to say success because that sounds again so success-driven, but I think it's bringing something to the table by being a person. And I mean, if it's the house or the car, that's all money things, right? But you made something out of yourself, quote unquote. And that's basically, that's the irony of the whole thing. That's the thing that Nick tells him and that Jordan Peterson tells him, basically, clean up your room. Yeah, the guy with the trad wife, nobody ever had to tell him to clean up his room.
Yeah.
He figured that out by himself.
You know how many women...
What sort of like... Go sorry.
You know how many women will let you do dirty things to them with shit stains in your underwear? Like, it's nuts. You just have to be the right guy wearing those shit stained underwear. It's sick. Like cleaning your room. This is like the bare minimum for like, I don't know, paint by numbers, getting a relationship. It's beyond that. The amount of things that submissive people are willing to do for the grossest human beings that just have that it factor, it's stupid. It's dumb. Should clean your room, though, just, you know, so you don't step on Legos.
New this morning, the U.S. government announces a large hike in Medicare premiums. The 14.5% increase in Part B premiums is the largest spike since 2016.
Inflation is crazy right now. Everything is more expensive. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have the same issue here. They're obviously not with like health insurance because we don't have that.
This is Medicare, so this is the public health care for older people. Yeah, like older retired people. It's going up. Like the cost of it is going up.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It will take monthly
I
payment.
started going and buying things that were expired like 6 months ago to get those 6 months ago prices.
For those in the lowest income bracket, from about $148 to about $170 in 2022. The federal government blamed the pandemic for the need to raise premiums. It also blamed what it called uncertainty over how much it may have to pay for a pricey and controversial new Alzheimer's drug. Some experts estimate it will cost $56,000 a year per patient.
Alzheimer's is a fatal illness, so yeah, you should help people when they have fatal illnesses.
I feel like I always find this stuff unbelievable as a European or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking crazy to me. Like, I mean, I've seen it firsthand as well because like I've been in the States before. Like, my other half didn't have insurance, had like one shot for their back pain. You know, like a shot of a painkiller.
Yeah.
$5,000 bill.
Yeah,
that's fucking insane. Like I can't.
And the price that they charge an individual is always higher than what an insurance company pays. They have deals with the insurance companies where the insurance company pays less than an individual person without insurance would have to pay. So yeah, it's weird. Like a wealthy company pays less than a person, a singular person.
That's just fucking insane.
Yeah,
really.
It's all like the whole system, the way it's set up, the payouts are set up. It's a disgusting cash grab against humans are the product.
I can't even tell you how many times I've had my insurance companies over the years try to get out of paying for something, and I have to call them and argue with them about it.
I can't even imagine it. Like it's just insane, really.
Yeah, they expect you to pay your premium every month, but when it comes for them to pay up on something, they try to talk you out of it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
My niece, cousin, or something through marriage, she spent years trying to get care for a heart failure. She was in her 20s, and the insurance company kept pulling her back on services they would give her. They kept taking them away and dicking her around, and she just died. She uprooted herself to move to Los Angeles, and they were like, "We're going to get you this treatment in Los Angeles," and then she's ready to move to Los Angeles. Got rid of her apartment, literally ready to move to Los Angeles for this. The month she was supposed to move, they're like, "Oh, we looked it over, and we just don't cover this." Her whole the last of her life was spent stressing about a big move that she never had to do because the one hope she had down there was thrown away due to the insurance company saying, "Nah, we don't think we're going to pay for this."
That's I mean, one of the reasons we had a period where we were thinking about either living in the UK or US. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my other half's American, right? And the thing that stopped us from picking the US ultimately was the fact that I have a bunch of pre-existing health conditions, and it would just been too fucking crazy expensive to fucking pay the premiums there.
Oh,
that would have been that was literally the thing that stopped us moving there.
There are people, even old retired people, that get a job working for a corporation just for the health insurance because it's tied to your job. And the bigger the company you work for, usually the better insurance you get. Like if you work for a company that has tens of thousands of employees, then your insurance is going to be great because it's collective bargaining. Like the company you work for goes to these insurance companies and they're like, "We can get you, maybe 10,000 new customers. So what can you offer us?" And that's how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, it was shocking. I think half a year ago or so, I, by accident, found an article about, I think he was 24, and he died because he could afford his insulin. Oh, and it's like, I'm a diabetic. That stuff lies around here. In Switzerland we pay them the most in Europe for any medication. So it's we have a similar issue like you guys have. We have mandatory insurances, and the prices of those keep rising every year. So I pay for my mandatory insurance. I pay $350 a month.
That's a lot.
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
and that's just a mandatory insurance.
So it's almost like the way car insurance is here. Like here, if you want to drive, you have to buy insurance for your car.
It's same here.
Oh, that's in Europe. It's the same. If you want to have, you don't even get a license plate without the confirmation of an insurance that you have an insurance. But the good thing, the fixing part here is these base insurance. They have it's defined by law what they have to cover, and pre-existing conditions and stuff. It doesn't exist. The only thing they can ask you when making your premium is the region you're living in, your gender, and age. Age isn't even it's not allowed to be a factor. So it's only.
I mean, that's something at least.
The region you're living in and your gender, and that's everything they are allowed to base your premium on.
So,
if you're a diabetic or whatever, or if you have pre-existing conditions, it's just covered, right? It costs a shit ton because medication is super expensive here, treatment is super expensive here, but it's still covered by the insurance.
Is there a particular reason that it's like super expensive there, like in comparison to other European countries?
They're not in the EU for one thing.
Oh, I mean, neither are we. But
oh yeah. I mean, as of recent, yeah.
I think it's a combination of it's general high living cost. So everything costs a shit ton here. People also make a lot of money. I mean, we have like base income for grocery workers is 4,500 Swiss francs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 4,000 euros. And that's for a quote unquote simple grocery job. But that has the effect that you can work one job and you can finance your living. And that's basically the goal of the
That's not bad. That's not bad. So here, every drug here has a set price that every drug costs the same. Okay, so like whatever it is, even if it costs like, thousands to get, it costs the same. And that does go up every year, but you just pay so let's say you want a bunch of medications, right? Let's say you need you need insulin, you need, I don't know, like some other stuff as well, like 3 or 4 different medications in a month, right? Let's say you just pay one flat price, which would be the equivalent of like, I don't know, in dollars, probably like $35 per month, and then you get all the medications you would need for the entire month for that flat price. That's it.
That's
and
good.
it can be up to an unlimited amount.
We
it could be like 10 different things.
We have these apps that are really popular for medication. There's a few of them. There's one called GoodRx. Basically, it's a coupon finder for these medications. You can find like a coupon to get a discount on medications through this app. And people use that all the time. Like I've used it to get like $10 to $50 off on a medication. It's crazy. It's craziness.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who was born in the U.S., but his dad was born in the U.K., and he had diabetes, and he couldn't afford, clean syringes and insulin. He would reuse syringes all the time. And then he just eventually moved to the UK and was able to get it like as much as he needed.
Yeah. I mean, again, we in Europe pay the most for medication, and I pay $70 for one of those shots. And these shots, I use about one, keeps me about a week. I use it multiple times a day, but one of those syringes keeps me. I need about 4 of those a month. One of those costs around $70. The same costs in the States, $720 for
it's a huge difference.
And it's like,
did
how?
You, Billy? Did you happen to notice the comments on the last show?
No.
About Barry?
No, were they good?
No.
I thought everybody liked Barry.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got a lot of positive comments about Barry.
I
saw positive comments earlier tonight about Barry.
No, you
what was it? I think
didn't.
Cheech de la Tortuga or something was like, Barry was great, have him back.
That is not the general consensus on Barry.
I think everybody liked him. Joe was like, Barry was a great guest, and Joe, he knows talent.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I got nothing but positive responses about Barry. I was actually.
I think you see what you want to see.
I literally just see what I see. I see more than the average person does, though, because I pay attention. I was given a great gift as a child. One of the elders in my community said, they said, young Bill Fridge, when you go out and walk today, I want you to walk not facing forward, but facing upward. I want you to see the world around you as you walk and notice things you've never noticed before. And I never stopped looking outside of my tunnel vision. I continually look further and brighter and broaden my horizons.
So for those of you who didn't watch the last episode, you can watch it after this episode is over, so you can see.
I kind of want to watch it now. I'm intrigued.
And give me your opinion on Barry. Just your honest opinion. Okay.
I see farting hard saying more Barry.
Okay.
Farting hard again saying more Barry. I like that.
Barry was the guest on our last episode, so you can watch him there.
Joe tried to find Barry's adult videos online. It was very hard for him to find them. He did see some pics, though. So we got to see Barry's surgically enhanced manhood via pictures.
This morning, National Guard troops are on standby. Court is in recess, and the jury set to decide Kyle Rittenhouse's fate will likely consider some lesser charges.
So help you God.
Yes. Rittenhouse faces 5 felony charges plus a misdemeanor weapons charge. He's pled not guilty to all of them. If allowed, the jury could consider lesser charges in some instances, like reckless instead of intentional homicide.
By having a lesser included offense included, you're raising the risk of conviction, although you're avoiding the possibility that the jury will end up compromising on the more serious crime.
Closing arguments are set to begin Monday, but as the divisive case comes to an end, it's the judge many are talking about.
I want to see the best picture.
Judge Bruce Schrader, the longest
He's a weirdo.
serving active
I want to
circuit
see the best picture.
judge in Wisconsin
This is a whole fucking circus, this trial. It's fucking insane. Like, I've watched a bunch of like clips and best moments from the past week or so, and it's just been a real ride. Like, it really has. It's like he wants to get his own TV show, like 100%.
raising eyebrows with his comments.
I think we give a...
On Thursday, he asked the courtroom to applaud a witness who was also a veteran. At another point, he commented
It was Veterans Day.
Lunch.
So
Hope the Asian food isn't coming. Isn't on one of those boats in Long Beach Harbor.
Well, I'll tell you what. That was a disgusting comment because his delivery was so stuttered. He did not deliver that joke very well at all.
President of Asian Americans Advancing Justice called the comment inappropriate, telling NBC News, quote, during a trial that has clear racial implications, it is inappropriate for a judge to bring a joke that involves
Does the
ethnicity.
trial... Okay, so does the trial really have racial... Didn't everyone he shoot was white, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not saying
Well, no.
he
They
may or
were
may not be a racist,
Jewish.
but
We have to remember they were Jewish. Whether or not you consider that white, I mean, the cool thing
if
about
they're
Jewish,
white, yeah.
cool thing about Jewish
I
is you can
consider them white.
you
I
can
consider
be
them white,
you can
yeah.
be white up until you're not. That's the best thing about Jewish.
Into the court.
Because you look white, right? A lot of times, Sephardic doesn't look white. You see the
Judge Schrader-
Ashkenazi look a little trend towards the white.
Schrader has also
but
repeatedly
they looked
clashed
white.
with the lead prosecutor.
That's almost like they're not a race and they're a religion and there are different
They're everything.
races
They're
that
all
make
of
up.
the above,
There's
right?
something that I'm
Yeah.
saying that draws the face that you're making?
That's rare.
Go ahead, say what you
I
want
have
to
to
say.
say, Your Honor, yesterday I was the target of your ire for disregarding your orders. Today, the defense is disregarding your order.
All of it capping off a week of explosive testimony.
That's right, Ron.
God.
Fake crying.
Yeah, I thought this was the fake shit. Like, I really did. It looks like it looks like a blowfish when he's doing it.
But how do you prove it's fake, right? Literally, it's up to the jurors to see whether or not they,
I mean,
they
that is
buy
true.
into the tears either way.
It looks fake to me.
There weren't any tears for a start, really,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'd say that's probably good indication.
If you put Rittenhouse in a thumbnail or a title on YouTube, a bunch of people will just magically appear at your video and on your comment section defending him like crazy.
They're Russian bots.
There's something.
They're Russian bots. Nobody really defends Kyle Rittenhouse. Poor Kyle. All he ever did was kill people.
All he ever did.
On Monday, each side has 2.5 hours to make their closing arguments, so we expect the jury to deliberate on this case, begin deliberations very early next week. As for those lesser charges, the judge says he will make his final decision sometime today. Kristen, Peter.
All right, Ellison Barber in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Ellison, thank you.
Yeah.
Here's some.
I mean, this is a shit show. That's all this needs to be said about it. It's just a complete shit show. Whatever verdict is reached, there's going to be so many people upset or like, you know, like just dismissive of it or whatever. Like whatever happens, it's such a divisive outcome.
I read somewhere that he was 5'3". Is that true?
I have no idea.
Tiny little manlet.
He looks short.
Yeah, he looks small.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so divisive. There's problems all over the place with this case. He shouldn't have been there with a gun. He wasn't legally allowed to carry a gun.
Mm-hmm. He definitely should be found guilty of that. I feel like, you know what I mean, going to a place illegally with a weapon he shouldn't have had.
And
right?
if I don't even know if that's up for a charge here, right? Like this is not.
No. Oh, well, I mean, they might tack on like a gun law violation,
but it hasn't been charged against him.
No,
it's
it
not
hasn't.
even taxed on. Okay.
Yeah. So like we argue there, these guys, they advanced on him, and he did look to be retreating. He did also have a gun. Like if someone doesn't have a gun, but you have a gun, and they're showing that they don't care about your gun, that adds a level of fear to you that like, why are these guys not afraid of my gun? They're still advancing on me. I'm retreating. You know, there's so much you can argue here for fear, especially with a 5'3", if that's true, 17-year-old idiot kid who should have never been out there with an idiot mom that should have never let him out
we
there.
didn't have a lot more people dead, to be honest with you. Like, really lucky. Like, you know, I feel like there could have been a situation where he just fucking unloaded. You know what I mean? Like if a crowd had gone up for him all at once. You know what I mean? You know, it's such a difficult, delicate situation to really talk about, if I'm honest with you. Like, I don't really even know how I feel about it, really. I mean, I don't like the fact that people were killed, and I don't think he should have been there with a gun. But in the footage, he does appear to be trying to get the fuck away from everyone at the same time. You know, it's such a shit situation.
And then you want to judge how shit the situation is. He runs to the police, and the police are like, "Go home."
Yeah, they fuck all.
Like
he's like surrendering to them.
Yeah,
footage,
he
right?
surrendered to the police, and the police were like, "Go home." You want to talk more about the shitty police work here? This kid looked like a kid. He looked like a snot-nosed kid running around with a gun. The cops saw him out there with the gun all day long. They didn't check to see his ID to make sure he could carry the gun. If he was going to walk into a store and try and buy a pack of cigarettes, I guarantee you that clerk would check his ID. But this guy's carrying a fucking gun around, and not one of those cops are like, "Let's see your credentials. Let's see that you're 18. Like, that's a whole different level of negligence that we have here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can also make the argument that just him being there with the gun is ultimately what provoked the situations that caused the violence to arise, right? His bad decision.
You could say that's his bad decision, right? And it was a bad decision.
But I don't.
Think he would have shot anybody if they didn't come up on him.
I don't think he's like Sticky just said in chat there. I don't think he's a malicious murderer. I think he was in a situation that was fucking awful, really. But a situation he brought upon himself, but he didn't perceive that was going to happen, I would say, is the situation that happened.
And isn't it weird that the guys that he did shoot are like criminal level perpetrators prior that were advancing on him? They're guys who have shown that they don't know their limits within the law.
He didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, of course he didn't know that.
Didn't know that at the
but
time,
isn't it strange that that's how this turns out?
Well, yeah. If some guy had a rifle, no matter what he was doing, no matter whether he was in the right or the wrong, and I only had a skateboard, I would not be running up on that person
with my skateboard. Trying to
unless you were driven by this idea that you were changing the world, you had this hero complex, and because you're such a hero, you choose the 17-year-old snot-nosed kid with a gun to run after when there's multiple other guys there running around with guns guarding property, and you didn't pull this with the adults? It's weird, dude.
It's weirdly the guy with the gun that got shot that actually fucking survived.
Yeah, my God. That guy had a pistol aimed at fucking Kyle and got his arm shot off. Like,
but isn't that also kind of like the selection process? Again, if, like Ben says, if let's say you are on that demonstration or on that point, and of 100 people seeing a guy with a gun, how many of those going to advance him? Probably people that already have experience with advancing people with guns. And where do you collect the most experience with advancing people with guns if it's not in the military or the police? It's probably if you are in a gang or robbing people or stuff like that. So I think that's like, of those, let's say, of those 5 or 10 people that came up, because everybody else was smart enough to think, okay, let's not run after the 17-year-old, obviously panicky kid that for some reason has a gun. I mean, for me, that are like 5 red lights that should have gone off. Like, oh, that's a stupid idea. Even if I'm convinced my cause is good. Like,
no matter what side you're on, you have to agree he shouldn't have had the fucking gun there. He was not 18.
For sure.
He wasn't legally allowed to have the gun.
There are people that are on a side, and they're fine with him having the gun there.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
But like, you can't argue that. He shouldn't have brought it there. And then these people should not have advanced on him. They like, if there's a guy with a gun, you should probably respect the fucking gun, if not the guy holding it. And I hate to say I'm shaming people for not respecting a gun, but that people get shot by guns. You don't. If there's an idiot with a gun out in public, and he's like, he wasn't brandishing, right? Like, having a gun and brandishing a gun are two different things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people will say that he's brandishing, but I would agree with you, Billy. I don't think he was brandishing. He just had it. You know what I mean?
From a legal aspect, brandishing is using the gun with threatening intent, right? That's brandishing. You don't have to actually pull the trigger, but if you are threatening with the gun in a way that makes it look like you're imposing your gun on somebody, that's brandishing. I didn't see any of that anywhere with him.
No, I didn't either.
If it existed, I don't think it got caught on tape. There was a guy that licked a shot off. He fucking shot the first shot somewhere outside of Rittenhouse. There was a shot that was fired off. That caused the mob to frenzy. The mob started going after Rittenhouse. He returns a shot. And then after Rittenhouse did 4 shots, there's another 3 random shots off camera somewhere else. Like, where is this guy that just decides to just start shooting off?
It was pretty bad on the police's part, too. This could have been handled better. That's why we need to reform the police, not necessarily defund. Minneapolis just voted against replacing them. They want better treatment, not to get rid or defund them.
Yeah, defunding the police department, I think the idea is you're moving funds into different programs that would necessarily, because of having the other options, the police wouldn't have to go out and take on tasks that they're not well trained for, because you have other systems in place to deal with the things that cops probably are only going to make worse, like people with mental illnesses.
Be dealing with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but something, I'm not sure if, I mean, it's probably 10 plus years since, but I ended up in a street war with the police like 10 years ago. It wasn't a demonstration, it basically was an illegal party. The guys hacked the, can I say it, public transportation system speakers of the main station, and blasted sound over it, and about 1,000 people gathered at the place there, and it was a public place, about 1,000 people there. And then the cops showed up, as they do. And they advanced in like a shield formation onto the people. And it was all friendly, and we all knew standing there that we cannot stay here much longer. At the same time, it was like 20 or 30 cops and like 2,000 people. So we are also knowing like these cops ain't gonna run. I mean, what do they want to do, right? But we were standing there and the situation was like this for like 15, 20 minutes. And out of nowhere, someone from the middle of the pack, not even on the front where people and cops were like standing off, from behind my back, I was standing like in the 10th row or something. And behind my back, somebody threw a bottle towards the cops. And the glass shattered in front of the cop. And the cop basically got skittish and turned around, and some dude was dancing on top of the bus station. It was a small bus station, and he was standing on top of there. And I look at the cop, and the cop gets skittish, turns around, and blasts with the rubber bullets, blasts the guy from the rooftop. And the guy falls from the rooftop into the crowd. And at the moment the guy falls into the crowd, like 100 bottles come flying. And the fucking war breaks out. And this whole dilemma was like 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. And we were standing there dancing. And the next second there was tear gas everywhere. Stuff was burning. Glass was flying around. So that, again, like you said, the shot was fired off as something happened. It takes so little, and like a chain reaction happens, and you don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the cop that blew that guy from the top that wasn't the plan of him like 4 seconds before that. So yeah,
there's always one spark to ignite a situation.
Yeah, there's always a series of little fires that turn into the big fire, right? Like these little sparks, but it's usually not just one little spark. Even it's a mixture of mistakes that people make, and it turns into something beyond reason because so many people are fucking up at their jobs or what they should be doing.
Yeah, and it's always small stuff. I mean, again, here shouldn't have brought a gun. As a 17-year-old, you could argue maybe shouldn't have been in the middle of a demonstration or street fight or whatever it was, where like tensions are super high.
Okay. Yeah. I just saw Roger Wilco in the pleb chat said, "We can't condone a bunch of untrained children with illegal weapons patrolling our streets and starting unnecessary shootouts. He's lucky a stray bullet didn't hit some nuns or Girl Scouts." That is so funny. like there's all these nuns and Girl Scouts out here after curfew during a protest.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't condone children with illegal weapons patrolling the streets. We know, like, that's maybe, I wouldn't even say the first mistake that night. The first mistake is his dumbass mom not being
Driving
like, "Don't do this, you idiot." She's like, "Yeah, for our country, be the little real life superhero that you think you are, you little dork. Be Captain America, G.I. Joe, trainee, your fucking hero complex. Go out there and save the world with a gun, dumb shit." Like that was
liable.
Is he liable?
Is she liable?
I don't know if she's liable, but as a
charged?
as a parent, you shouldn't be like gassing your kids up at this age to go out and do this shit.
You are responsible that this not you are basically the first key or first link in the chain that broke. You should have been smart enough to
He was
not
a minor
let
when he
your
did
kids...
this, right?
Yeah, he was 17.
Yeah, not...
He's being tried as an adult, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People died.
He was carrying an adult weapon. So if you want to play with the big guns, you probably have to adhere to the big guy rulebook. That part I'm totally fine with. No, I mean, again, the stupidity going throughout this story is what makes me crazy. Yeah. How can a mother think it's a great idea sending my kid out after curfew into a politically loaded protest. I mean, if you want to protest
with a large visible gun,
that's then the next one. It's like with a large. I mean, for me as a European, it's so weird that you would go outside with a gun. But yeah, that's something separate. That you are allowing your kid to go in that electric situation. That tensions are high. Yeah, take a gun with you, a huge gun that's a huge attention draw. And then again, everything that happened afterward, his reaction was wrong. People running up to someone that's clearly under stress and has a huge gun in their head have to be suicidal at some point
Johnny D's saying not his town, not his job as far as him patrolling.
Didn't he live really close? I feel that's like
he lived over state lines. It was like 20 minutes away when he lived with his mom, but his dad had residency in the area. Right, his parents were separated.
20 minutes is not that far, right? I guess that's just a perception thing on my part.
And here's the thing: like, it's not his town, it's not his job.
You shouldn't do it in your own town either.
If he was 18,
he shouldn't have been there. Period. But
if he was 18, it would be his legal right to do what he did, bringing a gun to a protest to protect property that wasn't his. He could walk around with the gun saying, I don't want you to commit a crime. It's a level of vigilantism. And if he commits crimes in the act of preventing people from committing crimes, he has to go to trial for those crimes, as he is right now. But the idea that you can't, that you have to be from your town and it has to be your job to stand up for something, I think that's a little skewed. I don't think that's correct. But he was a fucking 17-year-old kid with a gun that he wasn't supposed to legally own anyways. It's like, forget arguing whether it was his town or his job. It was not legally not his place.
For me, that's more like an argument for he was looking for trouble. It's not like he came home from school and there was a huge protest outside of his house, so he decided to take his gun and spend the evening in front of his house.
You could definitely make the argument he's looking for trouble.
He sat in a car and drove somewhere, packing up his gun, knowing that there's going to be action there. So, yeah, he was looking for trouble on that front.
But was he looking for trouble to try and stop trouble, right? Like, was he trying to be the little hero? And in my mind, I think he was trying to be the hero. He was trying to be Captain fucking
He was trying to defend
G.I.
property,
Joe.
right? That's what he's claiming, right?
Yeah, he was trying to be the little hero, and then he realized very quickly when shit got real that he was a little kid with a gun, and people died.
I guess, like, ultimately, do you think he's gonna get off, or do you think he's going to be found guilty? I think he will. I think he will get off. I mean, I don't know if he should,
J122 says he actually could have had the gun as long as he was with a guardian. That law is loose and questionable, and we also have to remember he wasn't with a guardian. He was all alone with that gun when those people advanced on him and put him in a position where he felt he had to shoot them. And whether or not he's guilty of murder is the trial we're at right now. Whether or not this judge is a fucking Muppet that makes your skin crawl.
I mean, he is.
Judge Palpatine.
Judge Palpatine. Like, whether or not we're going to get a fair trial, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
There's going to be an appeal.
There's going to be... There's already been hours of just arguing over fucking pixels on a fucking picture for literally hours.
Yeah.
Which is insanity.
Hylian Wolf says Kyle has no remorse. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Is he on trial for having no remorse?
Yeah,
they do take that into account.
We'll see what happens.
If they look like remorseless, that can be taken into account.
Where are we supposed to tell he has no remorse? Because he was doing the stupid OK symbol with those Proud Boys at a bar.
But isn't the remorse thing once the judgment is made? So basically, once we are sure it's murder and we have to decide how long he goes into prison, we consider, was he remorseful?
Well, they'll do sentencing.
For the sentencing, that's like the
if he's found guilty,
important,
they'll
right?
do sentencing, and it'll that will come into play, like how bad of a punishment he receives.
I mean, I definitely think he should be found guilty of some charges. Whether or not those charges are first-degree murder, I think is, or even second-degree. Whatever is it second or first-degree?
I think it's second because first is like you knew you went in there knowing, you planned it. You planned on killing someone, and it would have to be like specific.
It's hard to prove.
Yeah, it would have to be specific.
Evidence that he was going there specifically to shoot somebody that he intended to shoot.
Yes.
But regardless, whether or not it's a murder charge he's guilty of or what, like as I said at the start, it's going to cause huge, like further divide in the American political space. There probably will be riots. If he's found not guilty.
There might be riots if he's found guilty too. Like,
I mean, that's true as well.
This is all a response that we have that we've currently responded. There's riots when a sports team wins or loses.
Yeah, I never got the our team's the best. Now let's destroy our town.
Yeah.
That's a big tradition here.
Oh yeah, hooliganism.
Yeah, that's something European. That's something they do here. Ice hockey is the same thing. A team here in Switzerland, they got a new stadium, and then the fans took all the seats and everything from the old stadium, only to find out that they're in the middle of the season, and they still have to play half the season with like a totally broken down stadium now. So
that's crazy.
That's something people do.
Whatever happens, it's going to be fucked.
I wanted to show this to you guys because this is the greatest.
We don't have that up on the screen.
Oh, shit.
And then also, while we move over there, Rittenhouse has one charge of first-degree reckless homicide in the shooting death of the Rosenbaum guy. He also has 2 additional charges of first-degree reckless endangerment, one for firing at an unknown man who tried to kick him in the face, and another because a reporter was in the line of fire when Rittenhouse shot Rosenbaum. And they were trying to get lesser charges added on afterwards to try and hit him with lesser charges. And the judge said he would be unlikely to adhere to the lesser charges because these other charges seem to cover enough of the space. So I don't know if they went through with them or not. He also faces 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide in Anthony Huber's death, which carries a mandatory life sentence.
Right?
I believe so. Yeah, he swung the skateboard at Rittenhouse, and the defense did not object to adding lesser accounts of second-degree intentional homicide and first-degree reckless homicide as it relates to Huber, and it did object to adding a charge of second-degree reckless homicide. The judge said he embraced that argument. So I guess that was it's all weird, but.
But so they're going in at least one case for first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could say it was first degree, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, we're not law experts. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Well, like, not long left.
Yeah, I want to show this to you guys. This is the most amazing marching band ever. What should they do?
Is this in China?
No.
North Korea?
No.
This couldn't be the most amazing marching band ever.
What should they do here? This is their tribute to Top Gun. This is the volleyball scene from Top Gun. Look at this.
This is very cool, actually.
Yeah, and they're playing.
That's super cool.
Yeah. They do this kind of stuff all the time. They learned the Halo music and they animated Halo.
Okay, can I be real with you though?
What?
With that giant O in the middle of the field?
That's Ohio State.
They should do a tribute to Goatsy. And just have the O be like the middle balloon knot on the Goatsy stretch.
Oh, that's sunglasses. I thought that.
Yeah, they had people come out and stretch something to make it the lenses. They're playing, I think it's the Kenny Loggins, the Top Gun theme, whatever it is.
Highway to the danger zone.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
That's cool.
My brain saw a bikini top at the beginning. The things just stretched out, but then I realized, oh no.
Sunglasses not that hot.
Yeah, they did. They did like a horse one time and made the horse run. It's crazy shit. What else we got? We'll wrap in about 15 minutes here.
What kind of father doesn't pee standing up? Could you imagine walking in on your dad peeing sitting down? And you're like, Dad, there better be a poop in that toilet. And he's like,
I'll tell you what, if I have to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and I'm tired, I'll sit down to pee. I don't care.
I'll sit down to pee if I feel like there's a turd coming out. And if I don't push one out, I don't judge myself.
I don't need that. I'll sit down to pee if I'm tired. Like if I'm like still falling asleep, I'll sit down. I don't give a shit. And that way there's less of a chance of me like pissing on the floor or something when I'm half asleep.
I'd rather piss on the floor than
why? What does that matter?
And sit at the seat.
Why?
It's just the one thing about peeing sitting down, right? That's a mommy thing.
No.
Daddies pee standing up.
Okay. Okay.
You should never let your little kid, as a father, see you pee sitting down.
I wouldn't. But it doesn't matter if I was standing or sitting because they wouldn't see it. Period.
I've been preparing to be a father by putting little Cool Whip containers of shit next to me. So if my son walks in and I happen to be peeing sitting down,
why do you have this weird?
I just dump a turd in the toilet to throw him off.
You have these weird like daydreams about your kids walking in on you peeing.
Yeah, I'm an adult.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah. In the land of fairies that grants wishes to people that shows them kindness. Puppet Christ.
I've heard tell of a poor little child that's having a doozy of a dry spell. I think mayhaps we should help him change his life around.
He's peeing sitting down.
Called George, my liege. He dreams of a massive clock tower to live in.
If he canst prove his kindness, grant him not only this boon, but also a heart of age goth chick. Butter Blossom, my dear, come forth. We have a job for thee.
I'm sorry, my liege, but Butter Blossom hath said that she would not set one wing inside the home of the child.
Such arrogance! Know she not that I am your king? All fairies of my fairy land, I shall grant thee boons beyond thy wildest dreams, should thee pay the child a visit. Is there no one can't stand the soapy smell?
I'll go. It's just, I've seen this guy on YouTube before. He's got this oral fixation, like he wants to suck a clit behind his front teeth, okay? Like, that's not my idea of a good time, Anyway, check it out. I'm going to use my magic to turn myself into a praying mantis. Because if he tries to do anything, cross some lines, I'm cutting that thing off.
Oh, no!
Also, this mission that you just came up with, this is bullshit, okay?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, when I opened my window to get some fresh air,
oh no,
a praying mantis landed in on my curtain.
Oh no.
Because it's a female praying mantis, I'll call her Mrs. Green.
Oh no.
Now, if the praying mantis, you don't want it to pinch you, you gotta be calm when you're handling animals. When you're handling animals, YouTube, you gotta be calm.
This looks like some Adult Swim shit.
Yeah, the fairy is gonna die, though. We know.
Yeah, because he breathes fucking vape smoke onto it.
Oh, no.
Give her some CBD, e-liquid.
Seriously? Okay, this is mistake number one, all right? Look, you can't use this on insects, okay? This is insecticide, basically. All right, you're killing me right now.
Unfortunately, praying mantises will go through a phase where they stop eating and they just die altogether. That's just how praying mantises do.
I like how somebody in the chat said, why are his eyes straight? You might want to get your eyes checked out.
Yeah, they're not.
We have a problem here.
Dude, do not even tell me you're going to dump that. Dude, you're drowning me, okay?
He didn't actually feed... Did he feed the Miss Green beer for real?
I think so.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, she's barely moving. Mrs. Green is not long for this world.
Oh,
Still moving.
Because you killed it.
Still moving. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Green is still moving.
The goth fairy should have just showed up and let him destroy her clit with his tooth-sucking mechanism.
Oh, God.
She'd still live to tell about it. She'd just have, I don't know.
Well, are you sure?
A Christian God-given cyst down there or something. Ew.
But just barely, YouTube. I don't know how to save her. You know, I don't.
No!
Impersonating the praying mantis on my YouTube channel. Predictable YouTube trolls.
Well, to be fair, Cobes may not have known that was a sexy goth fairy chick. And he did give her
Mrs. Green,
an amazing
the praying
funeral.
mantis passed away.
Yep.
I'm making a crystal
Now that
staff
wand is laden with fairy magic.
for the fossilized praying mantis.
That's a very
And
sad
I'm
story.
selling it for a pretty penny.
Alright, dude, you freaking killed me with vape and beer, alright? I'm still gonna be cool about it, okay? I'm going to fairy heaven right now. I'm still gonna let you have the gothic dream house. Just
Dope.
let me be as my spirit leaves my body, okay?
Oh, no.
And stop. What? No,
No,
what?
it's the
What
bog
are you
podge. You're getting drowned in the bog podge. Up until the bog podge, he was still going to be able to get his mansion in goth heaven.
His gothic mansion.
His gothic mansion in emo heaven.
Yes, Mrs. Green.
Damn
is
it,
getting
not the bog
more
podge.
eyes until
You can do some like
Yes,
karaoke at its funeral though, so that's good. Have you heard his karaoke?
Oh,
It's pretty
yes.
fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Puppet crust. Good work.
That's very good.
Cobra tails. Don't drink too much tubes.
That's what's up.
That is most definitely what's up.
If it wasn't for that bog podge, he would have made his way into the annals of
Into the annals?
the annals of Boglum heaven. He would have had his Boglum mansion. Damn. Damn, homies. Hey, the Karen 12 giving some Aussie monies and super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Donka Shane. Anyone else get banned just now? Anybody else talk as much dumb shit as you did? I'm kidding. I don't see you banned. So I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
not banned.
I don't know how you were banned. I don't like how you have this opinion on Barry poll, and you spelled Barry like my name and not his name.
Oh, did I spell it?
You spelled it Berry. That's my last name, and then his real name is Barry.
Yeah.
So I like how you just psychologically tricked our audience into hating me.
I didn't do that.
That's most definitely not what's up.
Yeah, I spelled his name wrong. Damn.
Agent says his channel got deleted by YouTube. What the hell were you
Whose?
doing? Am I for swearing? We better stop cussing. You better stop doing a cusser. Ben and I have sworn off cussing on all platforms for the foreseeable future.
I'm pretty sure I had both of you, so what are they?
Fuck. Shit. Damn.
Stop. Oh, can't stop.
Oopsie. Yeah, that's one safe. Oopsie.
Yeah.
That's most definitely what's oopsie.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap up in a couple minutes here. Flo, what you got going on? You got anything you want to tell the people about?
Yeah, it's the same old spiel. We are shortly before product release, so you can check us out at Kanaloa Network and on Twitter, that is. And check our website, chaintoads.com. We sold already over, I think, close to 500 toads now. So the game introduction there will follow soon, and the new roadmap for everything will be showing up by, I think, end of the month or mid of December. So we have a lot of planned for 2022, and yeah, crypto's looking good at the moment. So we have go full steam, and yeah, into 2022.
2022.
Yeah. Minx, where can we send
Yes.
everybody to further enjoy you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. I'm Minx. You probably know that already. I mostly do
everybody
like
does.
I mostly do horror like gameplay streams and stuff on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Krinx show. That's KRINX show. Or you can find me on Krinx TV on YouTube as well. If you want some spooky horror video games, that kind of shit, that's it.
All right.
Oh, I'm starting a horror podcast with Girl Does Rant soon as well. So.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Have you seen any good recent horror?
I wouldn't say recently. Nothing's really grabbed me. Like it's been a bit of a, you know.
Have you seen Lamb?
I have not. I need
Check
to see
out
that.
Lamb, and next time we talk, if you've seen it by then, I want to ask you about Lamb. It's
Sure.
It's an interesting little film. I don't know if anybody else has watched Lamb, but it was very creepy in a lot of ways.
All right.
I'll check it out.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. We are gonna end the show. We'll see everybody on Tuesday. Good night.
See ya.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.